Okay, we're gonna do live. Hopefully, hopefully the lighting's right. I don't know. Let's see if we can switch this a little bit better. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, guys, coming around to the other side of the desk now, and I think I'm gonna be ready. Hi. Okay, we're gonna go live. Go live. Okay, and hit the mirroring thing. Okay. Good. Okay. All right. Hi, guys. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Oh, I'm running out of room here. Let's see what we can do with this. Let's go with this one. Hey there, Kim. I see you. Hi. What a crazy couple days it's going to be. Oh, my gosh. That has been. Hey, Susan. Hey. Good to see you. Hey, Chad. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Santa. Whoa. The wind just blew a door shut in there. I was having a breeze through the other room, but whatever. The door got blown shut. That's okay. Good morning, everybody. How are you? I hope this angle is right, and I think the mirroring is right. I hope I've got the lighting right. We're still setting up tarot, and I think we're going to shift it a little bit still. It's going to be the same setup for you guys. You won't see much different, but anyway, good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. Yesterday was a day. Oh, my gosh. Now the garage door works. Now the fridge and the ice maker works. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. So, and then I built one of those things, and it says easy as 1, 2, 3, but it had like 50 steps, and it says you can build it in 45 minutes. And no, that didn't happen quite like that. So, anyway, good morning. So glad to be here. It's like, I looked in my tarot room, and I'm like, I have got to get on there. I've got to get on there. So, hey, Michelle. Good morning, Divine Key. How are you? So, yeah, I was really excited that the garage door finally got fixed, because it's like, I couldn't even get my car out of there for a minute. It was, that makes you a little nervous. So, yay. All right. And it wasn't actually out of commission too long, but still, anytime you can't get your car out of the garage, it feels like 1 minute is too long. And Phil would have just died. He would be like, come home and have all of his stuff that he had to lug in. I'm like, well, that has to happen. So, yeah. Hey there, Steph. How are ya? Good morning. When you pay for a read, please let Kim know. We usually start the show, and I do a few free micros, and then we get on with the show. I haven't changed my sign out yet, but if you want a year ahead read, I'm happy to do it. That's $30. This is typically what I do. So you'll see this. This is a blind oracle, $20. Love it. The mini full and, the one question mini and full, $30 and $40. Need to slow my mouth down. My brain is going a million miles an hour. Or the bones and the crystal wall with tarot. That's always fun. And past life reading. So I'll do a commercial in a bit. Here's the information. Blah, blah, blah. I think that's just our regulars in the room. So you guys know the drill. But, oh, guys. Yes, look what I found. Da-da-da. I knew it was here somewhere. Now, this is Jillian's Naked Heart Tarot. And this is the one I love to use for my bones readings. I was so excited to find it, guys. It was like finding an old friend. I guess that's the way it goes when you move. So, yeah, that's what's going on. So, and I teach tarot, and I'm going to be opening up my Tarot Plus Spiritual Gifts class, and then maybe teaching the Zebu Angel language type of stuff fairly soon here. But I've just got a few more tweaks to do. But, yeah, that's got to be coming soon. I just need to get where I can get my groove and feel like I have space, because sometimes when I'm teaching, I want to walk around a little more. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, exciting stuff, exciting. Always exciting in tarot land. So, excuse me, if you've got a question, just shoot me your question and we'll do a few of those micros to get going. So, let me know and I will shuffle up some cards and we'll get going. Rebecca, will my finances improve anytime soon? We'll take a look at it. Now, oh, guys, I'm so sorry. This thing is just figuring it out, but we'll figure it out. Rebecca and her finances. I want to give these a few good shuffles. I hope that it's not too loud for you guys. We'll see what happens here. Rebecca, will my finances improve anytime soon? That feels right. No. I think you've got another rough month ahead is what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing is the Six of Swords. You're wanting more peace. You're leaving a period of time, but it doesn't feel like you've reached the other shore. It feels like you've left one shore and you're on your way to the other. It feels like you're coming out of a situation, but not fully out of a situation. Five of Wands. This came up with more like a week marker, like a time indicator. So I honor, if it feels like time to my intuition, that's what I tell you. So it feels like a little bit over a month. And then the Six of Wands came up feeling like victory. But that's what it feels like to me. So it's not going to be immediate as in soon this week. I think it will be within the next month, maybe 5 weeks. That's what I've got. So that's what I'm seeing there. Carrie Ann McCubbin. Awesome. Okay. I saw something come through. Let me see if your question was there. Carrie, you're ahead. Okay. Perfect. And if you have anything specific on your questions, let me know if you can, if the payment app will let you know. And if it doesn't, then you might just have to remind me again in here in the chat, but we'll work with it. Carrie, the year ahead. We're on it. Let me write it down. And please tell Kim, because she keeps track and helps me really keep my brain on. But okay, we're putting Carrie, the year ahead. What are we looking at for you? Which decks are calling? Sasra Bito. Okay. That's interesting. I haven't got these in the year ahead. Now we'll double or maybe triple down, but let's see what's going on. Oh, thanks, Becca Bell. Thank you. All right. So, Carrie, you're ahead, and feel free to record. I am trying to record this with my iPad, and then I'll upload the whole show to YouTube, and you guys can kind of zoom to your own read if you want to. But feel free to screen record. I want to put the crux of the problem for Carrie in the center of the table, and then we'll do it kind of round the clock for the year ahead, representing the months. But we're going to start at the 4 o'clock position, which is April, and that feels like the right thing to do. Yeah, that feels right. So hang on. Whoa, this one wants to pop. Okay, you got two queens. You've got the Queen of Pentacles crossed by the Queen of Wands. This is the significator. This is going to be kind of thematic of your year. So hopefully you can see that pretty good. Now, I won't be looking at my screen so much, but what we're seeing here is the one that's practical, the one that turns the tumbleweed to the Christmas tree, the one that knows her value and worth, showing up even stronger and even more approachable with the Queen of Wands, showing up even more dynamically. So you might be practical, and I don't know if I can do this, blah, blah, blah. A little bit, not Debbie Downer, but a little bit of pragmatic sometimes get in the way. But this one is like, no, have the confidence. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Now let's see. We're going to start at April, 4 o'clock here. I want to give these a nice good shuffle. Sorry if this cracked. They're little, and I took the borders off so I could differentiate them quickly. And they sometimes crack a little louder when that happens. April, May, June, July, August, September. Ooh, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, crossing again April. So this is April here. We're learning temperance. Hopefully you guys can see this. I don't know if you can see this all. I'll try and scooch it in. I try and get it in the shot. We'll see. All right. So April here is temperance. This is the balancing. You've got the fire queen balancing with the earth queen. This is something very interesting. All the water element coming through here, but it is going to take a little bit to find your own formula, to step out of the pragmatics and into the fiery aspect, the more inspired aspect is what is the challenge here. And you're learning it. You're going to learn it all year long. So this is what's going on for the rest of April. May, something karmic is happening. We've got Justice card here, Sword of Truth. Something that you will have learned or have highlighted within the next couple of weeks is going to be boom. And it's going to pop out big. This feels weighty. It's not just balancing the scales here, but it feels like the Sword of Truth itself is quite weighty. Followed by this, Page of Swords, the new truth, what you've observed, what you've seen. So we've got April, May, June, July. 5 of Cups, you're saying goodbye to something. You're going to have to say goodbye to something and let something go. Now, this isn't an easy trick to do. I know it sounds easy, or people can say it's time to pivot, let go of grief, blah, blah, blah. But it's something that has to be done, and it is a challenge, a big challenge. So feel the feelings. Don't spiritual bypass. You know better than that. So this is something important for you to remember. 5 of Cups, let go of whatever it is. Whatever is something that is a pragmatic that you will be letting go of. I don't know what that's about. What I'm feeling is the way of doing something that's practical, like always saving for a rainy day, is getting challenged by you want to follow an inspiration. Now, I'm not telling you to put yourself where things are too lean or too thin, whether it's financially or energetically, either way. But you are going to have to risk a little bit more in the vein of inspiration. That's what's coming through here. Okay, so we've got April, May, June, July, August, September here. Now this is kind of trippy. Hopefully you can see this. August, September. This is big shit going down. Like, holy fuck balls. This is big. You've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower. Wheel of Fortune, divine timing, fate. Divine timing and divine detours are some of the most aggravating things ever. And sometimes we keep building and building and building and nothing is going right. We get obstacles and challenges and obstacles and challenges. Trust that divine timing is starting to move forward. Something that you're building is going to cease to exist. There's going to be bolt out of the blue, new knowledge coming forward in September, new information. So if you're feeling patience tested here, trust the divine timing. Wheel of Fortune means fortune favors the bold. It's also luck is on your side. And it's also when the divine kind of steps in, whether we like it or not, and starts recalibrating things. So think of it as fine tuning, fine alignment of something. If you were to dial in the radio station and it's just fuzzy and it's just fuzzy and you're driving through a dead zone, and then all of a sudden you get back tuned in, that's what it feels like is happening in. You're dialing it in, but you're driving through a little bit of the dead zone while the universe is literally aligning things. Then the Tower here in September is going to feel like plot twist. Oh no, crap, catastrophe. They are the most beautiful things afterward. I would not be in this new place and space without the Tower last year. So this was excellent. September. Now we're going to October for just a minute. October, and we've got the Four of Coins. So you know how I said don't go too lean, but risk in the zone of inspiration? You're going to feel like holding on tight. You're going to know your financial measures a little bit better. And this one, if I get this and it's October, we've got November and December coming, to me that tells me make your holiday plans, make your seasonal plans on the, not necessarily everything handmade and conservative, but a little bit more that way. This isn't the time to splurge or go crazy or invite the whole damn family over, everybody sleeping over at your house for Thanksgiving and all that kind of thing. And this is starting in October. You're going to feel this need to pull back a little bit. Sometimes this gets a bum rap as the miser. You'll need to know what is important to hold on to and what not. Now this one, she's got all of them in her arms. That's just too much to hold. Usually we see this card, there's one on the head, one on the heart that's being held, and two under the feet. If you have two under the feet and it's literally pouring on your head, you don't have to hold so tight. You'll need to know, and I think you'll have a sense of where you can open up just a little bit in October. Be mindful of your pennies, though, going into those next 3 months, into the fall seasons, just after school seasons, right? We've got Queen of Wands coming in November. Whoo, this is double Queen of Wands. Yes, look. Love it, fucking love it. I'm telling you, the challenge is to go with the inspired led path, with a fiery, inspirational path, and start following your own, not just the nudge, but the lead that's been trying to push you forward. It's like your higher self is approaching you and saying, let's do it. And you're like, well, that wouldn't be prudent. Listen, W, it's time to do it. That's what I've got. If you're old enough, you know what the W is. Anyway, so Queen of Wands, she is the party. She is the one that I tell her to use her mojo for good. If this comes in and we're talking November time now. If it comes in and it's very, very, your sensual energy, your feeling your mojo kind of energy, you're dangerous at that time. So just know that like everybody wants to be near you at that time. You are so magnetic. It's like age is irrelevant. Whether you're looking good that day or not is irrelevant. You're just magnetic. And this is what you're leaving. Practical, pragmatic to magnetic. This is the challenge of the whole year. And it's a temperance thing leading out starting this month. Okay, December, King of Swords. I love seeing this. This one is strategic. Now, this one is coming in a little bit differently for you. This one is going to evaluate what has gone before and then make his plans. Often this will be a 3-month indicator, but this feels like, it really feels like, you know how New Year's Eve, you figuring what happened the year before and January is coming hot on its heels. I think you're going to be very cool-headed and pleased by what you've done this year. And it's going to be a gentle looking back. It's not even going to be as sorrowful as all this. It's going to be, you've come a long way, baby, and you know it. This is what's going on. And you'll be the pragmatic, cool, collected, not emotional, and strategic. Now this, the moving on, yeah, January, you're moving on from something that has been painful. And this is in opposition here. You've got this in the position of 1, this in the position of 7 if you were on the clock face. So we've got January and July coming up here. So look, these are coming in and it's going right through the heart of the thing. What we're seeing is something that caused pain that you've let go of here. You're going to get a reminder of. This is important for you. And it's time to move on, sweetie. And there's nothing wrong with doing it. Next up in February, Look at this. Chariot's coming through screaming loud, really ready to rock and roll, ready to go, 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 go. So it's going to do that. And then we have the Sun card in March. It doesn't get better than this. This is the happiest card in the deck. Now, that said, in March you're moving forward, and next April you might feel a little, the poor little match girl coming in. We saw this coming in for next April. I want to see a little bit more about this. So I'm going to put this here so you can see where we're talking. This is how we're going, and this is quite a ways out there. This is based on the energy that's currently in here. I want to get my third deck, and we're going to see if we can get a little bit more clarification here. I want to kind of see what's going on, because this is such a good thing, and then this is, you're going to feel outside something. Now, say you were to move from geographic place A to geographic place B, you might feel very much the outsider. This one, usually you see them leaving their conservative origin, traditional faith. You see the church in the background, and you see them feeling a little bit outcast or outsider energy. And that's okay. It's not the end of the world, but don't ever feel like you're a poor little match girl, not with this going on, this going on, this going on. No, you might feel it for a moment, and it might be a new challenge of how you reassess your direction, where you want to go. And the Chariot has said right here that you have chosen a new direction. So let's see what's going on here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yes, okay, got it. Hopefully you can see this. Okay, so what we're seeing here, this Chariot energy, this is February, the Magician's coming, and look at this. There is, like, look how many hands he's got going. He is doing a lot of things. His hands are in a lot of pies. He's figuring it out, rearranging, figuring it out. What comes up next? Beautifully done. Beautiful. The 2 queens are repeating themselves. Look at this. This one here repeats in March next year. This one is the challenge. So you will get more practical, more grounded again. And then your higher self is super, super present here. The Judgment card and the discernment that you have learned is huge for you. So this 5 of Pentacles might throw you for a little bit. You'll revisit the Temperance lesson, but you have your higher self crossing this. This is gorgeous. So what I'm seeing is this is going along. You're learning some kind of truth as you're going through, let's say March, April, May, this year, June. You're leaving something behind. By the time September hits, bam! And then you've got the holiday season, and we talked about that a bit. Then going through into next year, it's going to be a layering. It's like, okay. Like you're making a simple cake and then frosting it, but you're not frosting the whole cake. You're frosting something, putting another layer on. You're doing layer cakes, and this is the layering that's coming in. You're going to be able to charge forward a little bit more easily next February, March, and April that's coming in, and your higher self will have learned everything through between now and then. These two, whoa, I need more fingers, came in duplicates. When this happens, this is the universe giving you big signs. This is what you're going to handle first. Learning to follow the inspired path, learning to tune into that, learning to fine dial things in, right? And then the practical side of you will come in again as needed. That's what I've got. That's complete, and that's beautiful. That's the year ahead for you. This is the Saucer of Beto deck in triplicate, and this is great. This is great. What is feeling like it's going to align your truth and align your truth and align your truth, you're going towards it, and it's almost like inescapable. Sounds so dramatic, but it sounds like it is fairly inescapable. You will know it, you'll recognize it, you'll use it. You'll know it, you'll recognize it, you'll use it. Beautiful. Okay. Next, Sandra, year ahead. Okay. Good. Happy to do it. Just 1 second. And we will see what's going on. Put these to the sides. And get some water. Write down Sandra's name. And then find your deck. 1 second. Okay. It's not there. Okay, now this is a Sambucas tarot, and it also plays really well with Phantom or Phantom tarot. So if I see that, and if we need a third one, I only have 2 of these, and I have 2 of the Phantom, and they play nice together. So if we need to go into them, we will. So let's see what we got going on. Sandra, you're ahead. Okay. Okay, although you can see this pretty good. We got the King of Coins and the Hermit. You're not going to love this This Hermit is the crossing card. The King of Coins is really how you built up, and this is disciplined building over time, consistency over time, something that you can trust, but you learn it or do it a little at a time, a little at a time, a little at a time. And the Hermit, these are soul growth lessons. Energetic currency is coming through strong, strong, strong on this. So we're going to put this one to the side, get this one, surround it and see what's going on. And we're going to start again in April here. So let's see what's going on. Oh, breezy. All right. Okay. April. There we go. These two are April. That's April. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Well, let's start with these two. I thought for a minute that we had April and May, but no. When I'm not allowed to move it this way and it's like feeling that strongly, then it's that strong that we got April going on. So that's what we have here. And what I'm seeing here is Queen of Coins with the King of Coins with the Six of Wands. So you've got the King of Coins in the significator of the year and the Hermit, this lesson, this building over time. The pragmatic, what's the difference between these two? Besides just the basic feminine masculine element. She is more receptive. This guy is going to be more established. This one, like the Queen of Wands, was more approachable. The queens in general are more approachable, a little bit more of the feminine energy. The kings tend to be more of the proactive push forward energy. So there's something that you're going to be more approachable about. That's what's coming through. And this is very receptive and super, super fertile in what you're doing. Super, super prolific is the word I want to say. Very productive, and abundantly so. Very prolific. And now we've got the Six of Wands here. This is leaving some kind of difficult situation. So it's like you're having not just the inspired ideas and the things to do, but you're taking action on them. You're being clear. You're being clear about the currency that you want to use. So there's something that was this beautiful phrase, and it's like, now I'll do what's best for me, or now it's time to do what's best for me. Something like that is the phrase I saw recently. And this is what you're choosing to do. You're being very, very aware of many options, choosing what you need to do for yourself in order to have your own sense of peace and move forward, choosing your own knowledge, leaving some of the garbage baggage behind you. And that's how I heard it. Garbage baggage. Some of the mental thoughts that are the garbage baggage that sometimes stew and brew, you need to consciously make the choice to detach from and be like, okay, I don't need to keep going on this pattern. Just because that loop in the head is a familiar loop, a familiar track, doesn't mean that it's valid or true. So if it's not valid or true and it's just a loop, you need to consciously shift. And it's something that you are more than capable of doing it. Five of Cups, you're going to leave something behind here. So here we have the April, here's the May. This is a choice. And remember, in this card, people are choosing to pivot towards the cups that remain. Usually the cups that are spilled show wine that's spilled, and what remains is the cups that are standing that have water in them. Which one is more essential for the body? I know the wine might be great, but the water is what we really need. So this is where we get more in tune with spirit, and we quit grieving something or looking at the past and the what if or shoulda, coulda game. We let go of that and we move forward. Okay, 10 of Coins here, June. Loving this. Now this is breakthrough energy. This is the card of legacy, inheritance. This is sometimes generational breakthrough. It's considered generational wealth because you usually see the old grandpa, then the married couple, then the young kids playing. Sometimes you see the dog. It's generational legacy. What are you leaving behind? It's what are you leaving behind as you're marking the world, and what are you having the breakthrough about? That's just happened in the last couple months. So right here, it's like it's right there, and it feels very supported. Why am I getting that? Why am I getting that? Okay, we're going to the Goddess cards. I'm quite surprised. There's something you need to know about this June that's very, very supported on the breakthrough energy. We're going to, this is a version of Jane Wallace Goddess cards that are Tarot and Goddess put together. I want to know where you're getting extra support from so I can tell you. See what we got. Whoa! Love it! Love it! Okay, love it. Seven of Wands is all about holding the boundaries and being able to defend without being defensive. Knowing exactly what it is that you want. You know how I said let go of the garbage stuff? The garbage baggage you'll let go of. What you need to hold on, what you need to do for you is absolutely what's going to need to be squared away and taken care of. Queen of Swords is saying dispassionate, and it's not, she gets a bum rap as the bitch, but she's really not. She's just, this is what is the necessary thing, and she's right, like 97% of the time. So she might take her time. She might do it a little less, with a little less flair, a little more clear, cut, basic, truthful, honest to the bone type stuff. That's her. That's her gifts. It's not the curse, it's the gift. This is important. So this is the energy that you're having to help support this. This is a sort of truth coming through. And when I'm looking at this, I'm getting the goddess energy, and this is definitely female ancestor energy. And this feels like other side ancestor energy. This is also coming through, and I'm just letting it come through. It sounds as bonkers as it sounds, but I don't care. I'm not in the business of getting in the way. What comes through is an ancestor that's also been in a place with you, that has been in a past life with you, known you in a past life, that you've both been there in that past life. And it doesn't feel like it's just like we would think a historic ancestor. It feels a little bit out of the box, out of the realm. It feels, quite frankly, it feels something like Atlantean, Lemurian, something like that. It feels like that kind of thing. It feels more star energy, so they have had this experience as well. You and they together, this feels very much like there was this energy that you were both there in that time, and we're probably talking, I don't know, maybe a couple 1,000+ years ago, but this is something over the eons. We think in this term of life. We think of in this month, this year, whatever. We don't think in the huge eternal scale of things that's so huge. And this feels like she's been with you in windows of eternity, popping through in different times. And that there was a particular life, be it Lemuria, be it very, very watery energy coming through, very, very magical starseed water energy coming through. Whatever this is, she was there and she's here now. And I don't know if you've been aware of this one. I don't think you could trace her back even. I don't think you'd find her even if you went to Ancestry.com. I don't think it goes back far enough for where you guys were. That's what it feels like. And it doesn't feel Native American. It doesn't feel European. It feels more like the Lemurian Atlantean type of energy. It feels more of this watery energy, more of star energy, both of those things. So starseed water energy to me usually brings me to places like Avalon, places like Atlantis, places like Lemuria, places like the Pleiades. Those kinds of things come through in this energy. She is with you and she's been with you. You won't always sync up with her. But this, as you grow and expand, life after life after life, you might show up for her in the next millennia, sometimes when it's her turn to re-experience a life. I don't know what that's about, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And it's very, very much a logic guidance thing going on. Okay, June, got that. July, Chariot. Now this is when you're putting in an overdrive. You know, old school manual steering, and you can shift into fifth gear. You know, when you shift into fifth gear and you're accelerating pretty heavy, it's like, this is what's going on. This is July. You are shifting in fifth gear. You're going to have lots of options. Do not procrastinate in August. The options that are starting to present and you're going towards them are not meant for you to just deliberate. Go intuitively. And I'm not saying instinctively. I'm saying intuitively. Different things. Sometimes you get a little bit of overlap. But trust what it is that you are drawn to and go for that. You can't have everything. You will see many, many choices presented in August. Choose the 2 or possibly 3. And for you, I'm getting 3. Choose the 3 areas that most need focus and go on that. September, the world. Holy shit balls. Okay. I want a little clarification on this. This is the one here. This is the one here. Okay. The world comes through and it's like graduation for you. You've completed something. Let me show you this card. It's really gorgeous, gorgeous energy. It's like you flung open the doors and you're ready to make your big entrance. Yeah, making your entrance again with your usual flair. Yeah, it's not so much of the rest of sending in the clowns. It's just about making the entrance. You know, you know how the they always would say, if you want to make an entrance, arrive 5 minutes late. That used to be advice that women would give. It's hilarious. But you make the entrance and it's the right time in September. It's like, blam, graduated, making the entrance, really, really moving forward, moving on into something new in September. And it's huge for you. 3 of Wands. Love it, love it, love it, love it. This is something you've been waiting for, and it feels like somebody has been waiting for you to arrive. It feels like someone has been waiting for you to arrive, almost as if you, see this, I got them backwards. You are arriving, and you are the ship coming in for someone else. This perhaps bodes of a new friendship. This is a new, not just advancement, graduation, but you are bringing something forward that's important, and it could involve something that is kindred spirit, is what it feels like. It's really quite interesting. That's what I'm getting. Somebody that is waiting for you to be there. For them, their divine timing has been like, tick tock, waiting. It's time. It's going really well. So this is important for you. Next up, we have the Seven of Wands. Now, this is where you're going to be defending, holding your boundaries, and doing it well. And people are watching you while you do this. That's an unusual insight. It feels as though you are setting some sort of very strong example in what you're doing in holding your boundaries for yourself. And you are being observed by people that won't ever say a word to you, people that won't necessarily tell you, be it your kids, your coworkers, your friends, your sisters, your siblings. They might be watching you and see you hold your boundaries, see you making success after seeing you make your entrance and have this graduation, after seeing you move forward in some way. You're also holding your boundaries, and this is something where you're holding the vibe, holding the light, holding the line. They see this, and it's helping them because it is something that you are setting an example of. I don't know what this is about. Other than that, that's what I can tell you. And this feels like very much October. People are looking at what you've been doing through this period of time, in this little crescent of time. Yeah. And in particular, they will have looked specifically through September and October. And they're going to look at how you're holding your boundary. So be very, very aware and be very, very true to yourself. You've got the Hermit that's doing scrutiny and soul growth lessons all year long, right? And the King of Coins that's showing consistency and discipline, right? We've got this going on all year. People are noticing more than you think. And there's often people that they aren't rooting for your failure, but they're wondering because you're doing different choices than they would have done. And they're hoping for your success, but it's like you wouldn't think they were rooting for you as strongly. And they're not pitted against you either. But they don't always say, hey, how's it going? They aren't always the one on the phone asking, how you doing? How's this coming along? And it feels like September, October, they're going to ask out of genuine desire to know how you're doing, and because you will have impressed them by kind of carving out your own path. And I think that's something to do with over here, where you're having this pivot and turning away, where you're leaving the grief for the peace, essentially. All right. Sorry, there's a loud truck driving by. All right, November's coming up, and we got the Nine of Coins. Oh my God, love this. Now this, I love these two together. Now this is in throughout the whole year. Major Arcana Hermit, right? Okay. This Nine of Coins, sitting pretty in our own garden. Whatever it is you've done, you now have luxury and leisure time, abundance. You have the ability to relax and ease into November. Ease into what's coming forward. You're sitting pretty. You're occasionally checking on other people's things. You're following your own little true north and doing a really, really good job of it. But you are sitting quite pretty. Whoever you would want to have time with and have your energy shared with, great. But it needs to be very true to you. And if it feels like that person is just a little too much drama for the day, then take the space and have them perhaps another day. Or have what feels like, I'm saying feels, and fills is what I'm getting. Fills, F-I-L-L-S, fills. What fills delight in your heart. What feels like delight in your heart, but what fills up your heart with delight. That's what's going to give you a sense of abundance over and over and over and over. That's important for you. Okay, December. Now we have the Sneaky Pete, or as Intuitive by the Sea, Stephanie, Tarot Sea, Intuitive Seer, she calls this the Robin Hood card, and I love that name. So when people give me different names for cards, and I love it, if that resonates, I'm taking it. So if something I say resonates, take it if you want, whatever, take what resonates. This is usually Sneaky Pete the Thief, which gives him a bum rap because it doesn't acknowledge his stealth. But he is the one that survives to fight another day. Why? Because he's left some of the baggage behind. He's left some of those swords behind and is carrying what he can carry, travel lightly, and getting out of the battle area so he can actually do what needs done. Getting disentangled, disembroiled, and this is, I don't even know if this is the word, unenmeshed is what I'm getting. Unenmeshed. When you are enmeshed with drama mongers, with be they narcissists or just family drama, whatever, when we get enmeshed and embroiled in that shit, we sometimes take too much of it as our responsibility to do for others. And this is something you're learning to do for yourself. Here, hold your own ground. We've got that in October. And by November, you're traveling so much lighter. You are not carrying other people's baggage. You're definitely letting them have their own lessons. And it's making your own countenance and the way you travel much lighter. Thus, you are moving faster in your own progression. And it's huge. It's really, really huge. You have learned to do the Robin Hood thing for your own self. Protect your priorities first and then moving forward, right? January, we've got the Page of Swords. January, you're traveling lighter still, but you have like a bigger sword you're carrying. The truth has become expanded, fuller, bigger. This is the one that sometimes people call the spy in the camp. Sometimes people call him or relate him to Archangel Michael, but he's very protective, not always the best communicator. So this time of listening is important. You witness and observe. And often this comes through what you're seeing. You're like low to the ground, like shim, 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 right? You're seeing what's going on. You don't have to be embroiled, but you're taking the lesson, the wisdom, be it legal, be it just knowledge. You're taking that wisdom and putting it into your life in such a way that it serves you. The listening is huge. Okay. February, 5 of coins. Now this one I love, and a lot of people don't. I love a lot of the people think they're difficult cards, but I love them. This one is usually the one standing outside the church and they're going their own way. They're making a separation. They're going their own path. This is what it is. And see how this is like a little bit outside the church, outside the city, and then it's its own little tent zone, its own little sacred space. This is what it feels like. You and someone else, because there's almost always two people, but you're creating a sacred space that is to yourself, to your own little unit. Whether it's your own family unit, whether it's your own friends unit, whatever it is, you have a sacred space. And I'm getting tent outside the village. Why am I getting that? Let's go to the Goddess cards again and see what else we're getting on this. Yeah, there's teamwork, coordination. There's people that are benefactors, people that have seen you before. They're seeing your gifts and there's a coming together. This is something hugely valuable. You're coming together in your own little bubble. It's not just soul tribe and soul family. It does have to do with work somehow. And you're like separating something. You're using your time and your energy a little bit more advantageously is what I would say. You're not giving so freely. You're valuing your time in a different way. So you don't feel like you're impoverished. You will feel like when you take your separation, when you remove yourself, and when you're really fully present at work or really fully present at home, you are really more fully present than you've been in the past. Then the 3 of Pentacles is coming through, and this is saying learning, but I'm telling you, this feels like you're past that page. It feels like these two are combining together and giving you the 8 rather than just the beginnings of the 3. You already have the skill set acquired. This is a benefactor thing, and this is next February. There's huge benefactor energy coming in on that. March, we're seeing the King of Cups come out. Now, this is balance, and I love this. This is like a miniature of temperance, because this big kahuna rides the emotional waves, learns how to balance, learns how to keep calm and carry on. Very, 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 it's a very English card, right? Keep calm and carry on, stiff upper lip. That doesn't mean detached and cold. It means knowing that sometimes the right thing to do is do nothing, and knowing exactly when to do what is part of what you've learned throughout this whole year. What else does she need to know? I want the gift of what this is this year. So we're going to look in the Goddess cards one more time. The gift of what this is coming through. Love it. This one says fulfillment. It's the 2 of Cups. This is a very pippy deck. Usually you see a pippish deck when they do repeated images is what I mean. But usually you see the 2 partners coming together. And sometimes it's business. Sometimes it's kindred spirits and friendships. And sometimes it's more like a soulmate connection. But what it is they're bringing equal to this. And it's usually a contracted thing. It's usually a balanced thing. You are learning and you're inviting in what brings equal to you. It feels to me that you are bringing an offering and have learned in the past to offer too much, to give too much, and to kind of compensate for what might be lacking on the other side. And here it feels like you're passing that lesson now. You're learning for people to honor you when you make your entrance. You're learning for that to happen. And you are learning to accept equal offering, which is what we should be doing, rather than, overcompensating sometimes. But that's what's coming through, and it's beautiful, and it comes through with the word fulfillment. I love that for you. I love it, love it, love it. Is there anything else? No. Trust this is here. Trust this one is here. She's helping you steer a little bit more towards what is not necessarily true north, but a better alignment for yourself. You're pretty good at getting your own true north figured out. Then every once in a while you realize you're out of alignment. So yesterday I was building furniture, and my friend had come over in the evening and helped me build this furniture thing, right? And it's saying, sit on the floor and do this. Well, I sit on the floor in more than 20 minutes. My hips are reminding me I'm not 20 years old. My friend is sitting and leaning over in this chair, and we're just trying to screw this together. we finally moved the damn thing up to like counter level where we can work on it without being bent out of shape. And we feel the alignment so much better. It's like that. Bending over and redoing and retooling something a little bit, and then you're going to feel like, oh, fuck, that's not so good on my hips, or that's not so good for my back. And you readjust it, retool it, and you're in alignment, and off you go. That's what she's reminding you of. You want to go where the offer is equal. Of course you do. And it's not that you don't have the big heart to help others, but you have to have the heart for self too. That's what I've got. That's complete. That's gorgeous. I love that for you. I absolutely love it. It's a stunner of a read, and it looks like what happens here in July is what's going to set the tone. Here you're kind of ramping up for that as we go into May, June. July is where the shift is. And I don't know what that's about, but that's what it's feeling like. So that's what I've got for you. And no, this one, she's here all along. Like all along. All along. All right. That's complete. I'm going to put this away. And then I'll go for the next one. All right. 1 second. You are so welcome, Sandra. You are so, so welcome. Next is Michelle for a full. You got it. Give me some water. Let me write your name down and choose your cards. I don't know why writing the name does help me, but it does, guys. Something about the way when we go brain to pen is so clear. And maybe it's because we learn it early on when we're young, but it just helps. I don't know why. We'll talk about that at a different moment. But yeah, trust yourself if that works for you too. Michelle for a full, and give me, well, what's your question, Michelle? I didn't see it come in, and I don't know which way you paid, but just if you let me know what your question is, then I will see it. If you just want a full general, great, but if you want something specific, you know I like getting nosy. She's typing. Perfect. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, if you remind me later, we will get Goggz in here. So we'll get Goggz coming in. It's so much fun, guys. It's so much fun to do this. I can't even tell you how much fun it is. So it's like, all right, we'll see what's going on. But I'm gonna choose your cards. Sorry, not meaning to have back to you. Wow. Okay. It's about your business changes. Okay, gotcha, Michelle. Gotcha. So we're going to do a full. What I'm getting first is the shamanic cards, and this feels like it's like wanting to give you the spiritual stuff, a spiritual aspect. And then I got the Garden Witch Tarot, and I got that because this feels like more pragmatic, more earth energy. So this is where we're going. This is where I'm directed to go. It's not going to go in the traditional spreads, but we're going to start here with the shamanic cards and see what we got. And this feels like it's going to be big. So bear with me, honey. It feels more tableau than anything else. We're getting a big frame. So we're going to start with the inside of the frame. Yes, yes. Okay. I'm getting a portrait on the wall, so give me just a second to assemble it, and then I'll aim this down. And just know that for me, what's this way is upright. For you, it might look a little upside down, so if you look at it later, you might turn your phone or just look at it through that different kind of lens. But enough explaining. Get to it. Mo says get to it. Okay. It's a picture. These are feeling very oracle right now, just so you know. So hopefully you can see what we're starting with here. This is the picture inside the frame. We'll do the frame with these cards in a minute. This is the spiritual stuff that must be set. It must be set in order to have the picture there. Give me just a second. You need some time by your own fire, and in the doing of this. You need some time where you sit by your own fire, where you meditate by your own fire. And this is coming through as even literal, like candlelight meditation, meditate by the firelight, whatever this is. You need to sit by your own fire, alone for a while, honoring for a while. Get your perspective checked and changed, and then invite others to surround the fire with you. Spiritually, this is talking about spiritual light and how you go. Sit by the fire. You need more time where you're focused, whether this is a little bit more time or maybe another extra day a week in meditation, whatever it is. Sit by your fire a little more, then invite others to come towards you. Focus your energy and let some of the heartache melt away. Let some of the heartache begin to melt away. It's important for you right now. There's something that's been an illusion that seemed larger than life for you that has held you back. It's a misperception, but the heartache about this misperception has you running in the wrong direction. Rather than running away from it, you need to run balls head on, balls to the wall, right into it. Do not be afraid. Run forward, my dear. Run forward. Run slam into it with everything you've got. When something feels like it's going to be a little bit of heartache, you don't cringe and twinge and no. What the fuck is at the root of that? You need to look at this big time. It's important for you. And it's not the end of the world, but it is an old message and an old belief that was painfully instilled. It feels like a shard or a sliver that has festered since when you were a child. That's what it feels like. That's what's coming through. We've got this where you have more capability, more ability to defend, more ability for strength, more ability for power. You've already got your war paint on in so many aspects. Whether you're using some of your beautiful smell good oils, the essential oils, whatever this is, you already know how to paint the sacred paint. And for me, it's coming through as you're putting sacred oil, be it Arabica oil or be it spirit guide oil or whatever. You already got a good connection in that. That is something that you do to suit up for the day, to suit up before you go to the firelight, before you go into meditation. Good idea. The spirit guide oil, yeah, good idea. Really, really good. There's soul contract energy, and this is a little bit of tenderness. It is letting lie down, letting lie low, the old self. This is you and yourself, and this is you in the now. This is you in the past. Letting go of that, honoring that, and healing that wound is important going forward. We have this old ghosts of the past still haunting for a little bit. This is what's causing impeding. This is old. How do you put this? There's no nice old lies of the past that you bought into because maybe you were raised like, the easy one to reference is often super simple, but it's usually it's not very offensive, but it's like maybe I'm not good at math, that kind of thing. Maybe you learned that early on and maybe that's not true. Maybe you're good at other things, but you've learned to discount something that actually shouldn't be discounted quite so much, and it definitely is old tape, and it keeps you stuck. Or I'll never succeed at this, or my family is always poor, or boy, everybody gets a different start point in life, and sometimes you get what feels like the rip-off start point, and I'm never going to be able to achieve this or that. This is really bullshit and ghosts that are haunting from the past that need to be let go of. It's time to ride the white buffalo. You are really, really ready to ride in strong. I'm getting white buffalo woman coming in. So strange. Mo came in just briefly, said, give her the picture. The picture is white buffalo woman coming in. This is very, very big. White buffalo woman is very, very sacred in Native American cultures. There's something about this where if you looked up this legend, you would recognize a piece of yourself. In the Star Tarot, she's beautifully illustrated, and you can look for that. But understand this is angelic guidance, this is ancestral guidance, and this is something that is time that you're moving through this, forward with this, and it is a miracle that you've moved this far, but moving in strongly. Higher self is pushing forward. Angelic help pushing forward. This is what's going on spiritually. This reflection, this old reflection, cracked and done. These old hauntings need to be done. There is a generational breakthrough happening in this zone. I don't have a timeline on this. This is a spiritual mat before. If you were to paint on a canvas, you have the blank canvas, then you might paint white or gesso, whatever they call that, on the canvas and then do your painting. And this feels like what this is. This feels like spiritual gesso underlying the painting going on. This feels like the balancing and the washing the slate clean, preparing the work so the energy is right to do all your physical stuff over the top and framing around and holding together what's going on here. Really beautiful. Now what else we got here? There is something to do with drumming, and there is something to do with a cadence going on. And this is really interesting. This is the 3 of coins in this deck. But there is something to do with a cadence. And when you do it, and when you partner, and if you get a drumming or 3, which is creative circle, expansion, growth. When you get in that zone, that's when you are at I wouldn't say peak, but at one of the best moments, at something that's super fulfilling. It doesn't just fulfill the heart or the creative desire. It also allows you to get more truth, and it's also very healing for you. Now here, this is access granted to something. This is old spiritual truth. You need to have a spiritual sit down and be sitting in the energy, sitting with it. This is important, and it doesn't mean sit with it and evaluate. It just means feel it. Let it flow through. Let it be done. Again, drumming is coming, like, it can't come through any bigger. It can't come through any bigger. This drumming is important for you. Singing the drum is important for you. If you email me later, I will try and find my video that I did on singing the drum and send it to you in your email. So email me later. I'll send you my link on this. It will make sense to you. Here we're seeing this again. Now remember, I did the one deck and then the second deck. This is sitting by your own fire I was telling you about, and then inviting others in. It's coming in as a repeat. You will have learned it. These things are preliminary. This feels like it's more than a 2-week period of time here. This feels like 2 weeks, 4.5, 5 weeks. So we're talking about a month here for the spiritual background to be set. So 4 to 5 weeks before this comes in. The loss of the soul feels like this is loss of a ghost. Now, I wrote on some of these cards because they're so differently, but this has loss of a soul, and it feels like loss of a ghost that's coming in here. This is showing me you're moving forward. The cherished tradition needs to be walked away from. You need to conquer things and walk away from some of the old tapes, the old traditions that don't serve. Just because everybody's always cut off the ends of the pot roast to fit the pot roast in the pan doesn't mean that you always have to cut off the pot roast if you have a bigger pan. If you know that analogy, if you've heard that analogy, you know what I'm talking about. If not, just think on it for a minute. You'll get it. Decisive clarity going forward on the wings of eagle. Sparrow when she's broken, eagle when she flies. Michelle. The eagle when she flies is the part of that. That's Dolly Parton's song. Sparrow when she's broken, eagle when she flies. That's huge for you to know. Yeah, you need the times where you have your sparrow moments. But more often, you forget your eagle. Imagination and love and stepping and walking through, again, white buffalo woman energy coming through here and here, coming through strongly. The ways of the ancestors, the things that you know, how you connect and concoct your potions and brews and your healing energy, super potent and powerful. When you let doubt be out of the way and you know because you know, which is one of the harder clairs to deal with, because then we're like, well, how do I know that? And you look for evidence or whatever. Trust. Lean into the trust. Don't let the fear of change or the bondage to tradition be the broken mirror that you're viewing the world from. It just won't serve you that way. So, and then here we have sacred magician, shaman, able to exorcise the ghost, let the ghost slay. Okay. Now I want to go into the bigger frame. You asked about your business. You didn't ask about spiritual, but spirit led me to these. So let's see what's going on. This feels more like the material realm. You need to do drumming, sweetie. And that will be part of the spiritual realm, and it will be overlaying. It will help you figure out some of your formulations, if that makes any sense to you. I don't know why that's coming through. It is what's coming through. Mo is giving me the nod. Like, yeah, damn Skippy. Yeah. I'm getting an insistence on using Post-it notes. Mo is really present in this read for you. And she usually isn't very super verbal, and she's usually like super quirky, but she's like, Post-it notes, Post-it notes, Post-it notes. So write whatever it is. If you have 100 Post-it notes around your house, if they're helping you, have them help you. Don't have them vex you. Have them help you. And it doesn't have to be overkill. But just a simple nudge, a simple reminder helps you. You should have Post-it notes in your purse, and you should have Post-it notes on your fridge. And you should take advantage of that, because that will help you. And it will remind you, and then you'll have the links in the subconscious working for you. I don't know what that's about. No idea. Okay. See what's going on here. Business-wise. Now, we've got the time frame already. So this is like 5 weeks out. So this would be now going forward. And it reads more like a calendar than the traditional. So I'm going to do it like a calendar. I'm going to put the corners of the frame and then go right over the top of it. Very, very strange. I thought the frame would be all around it. No, the frame needs to be over the top of it. It feels like that's how we're doing it. Corners of the frame. And then right over the top of it. Let me shuffle these up. Okay. And then whoa, sorry. Then I'll scooch these back. Scooch this back. Hopefully, sorry, I know my hand, guys. I know, I'm sorry. So hopefully you can see more of this. I can't scooch it in really any tighter because there's so many cards. This is the corner of the frame and we're going clear down to here. But I see if this, I really do want you to see this. Give me a second, Michelle, before I lay this. So you can see all these pretty good, and then I won't be able to read my damn phone very well, but hopefully you will. Phil got this so adjusted. It's like, all right, we'll see. All right, we've got most of it going this way. If I turn this way, how's that? I'm totally upside down. Anyway, I slice this upside down, but does it help you get it? No, it does not. Sorry about that. Okay, fuck it. We're doing it. We're doing it. If you have questions on it later, I am recording the whole show so we can look at it later, but I'll tell you as I go. This Red Fairy Oracle, this I'm sure is going to be reading more tarot. Okay. Wow, that drumming thing is coming through. Really important, really important. Really important. These two, very important, honey. Do you see the singularity? Do you see the importance of how inspired that gets you? Huge, huge, huge. Your spiritual practice ought to include drumming. Ask me again, and I'm telling you another time, in case you didn't catch it before, singing the drum. Write me an email, and I will send you the link to that. Okay. The corners are showing us the Queen of Wands, the Moon. The Moon is about the confusion about how you heal your past self and move forward with your self that is in the now. You are doing some healing. Healing is a journey. It doesn't like just you're done with it. No, healing is what we do all of our life long. And when we understand this, and I think you already know this, but I'm telling everyone, this is my personal belief, that when we understand that healing is a journey, we continue to do things that help us heal, that help strengthen us, that help that journey become easier. To help those wounds heal, but there's other things that we learn, other things that we expand. There's layers of it, right? Queen of Wands energy. Again, you need to be with your fire. This is so huge for you right now. Be with what inspires you. Be with your fire. You're going to have to make a choice. There is going to be partnering coming in, and it's an important. And this is usually the time where you look for the partnering and they're on the top of the castle and they're looking out on the horizon. You're going to be making some decisions. You're going to hold the fire that's important to you, and I think you're going to add in more. Yeah, it feels like plethora is too much, but quite a few more. You're adding in more. Let me get some water. 1 second. See the crouching position of this card. There's ready to take action. There's focus here. Ready to take action, hugely so. You understand you're getting decisions made and you're more clear. Don't worry that you're making the wrong decisions, because you won't. All the decisions are going to lead you forward on your path, forward on your path, forward on your path. It's all part of the learning. And sometimes we need a little bit of help on that learning, and we want it like just boom, 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 and it doesn't happen that way. So we reject what's offered. Don't do that. Just be aware that these are all for good reason. Don't let heartache cause you to reject something. Don't let sadness and grief or a sense of why this unfairness has happened, don't let this get in the way of you being on your path. You're on your path in just a minute here. Just following that, right? It's huge. It's huge for you here. And then look at you. This is so you. This feels very much like you. Now, this is the Garden Witch Tarot, and this feels like it's very representative of you and like concoctions and oils and good smells and good spiritual giftings and time at the table. This being by the fire might be you just having a sacred candle that you burn while you journal. I don't know. Whatever it is that is your ritual, whatever it is that is your meditation, it does give you the ability to have your war paint on and be ready to face whatever challenges come ahead. Okay, the moon comes in here. Then fruits of the labor are coming in a little bit, but it's going to come in slow is what I can tell you. This comes in slow because you're laying ghosts to rest, remember? And this is coming in slow. The ghosts were necessary, but they're not necessary forever. They were necessary as a step of part of what's gone on before, because it's never just us. We aren't here alone doing our spiritual lessons alone. We've got spiritual guides. We've got our ancestors. We've got other family that has laid the groundwork long before we got here, right? To get us even onto the planet, right? So this is coming in a little bit slow, but don't freak out. Be patient. Allow your perspective to shift again. And this is where White Buffalo Woman comes in. Expect a fucking miracle, honey. Whatever it is, look for the small miracles and look for the big miracles. They happen all the time. Look for the beauty everywhere because it surrounds you. 5 of Wands. This is going to be when you're tempted to squabble over stupid stuff, or when you see competing ideas, and it gets you scattered. Don't get scattered. Again, go to what it is that makes you be in your own energy, dancing your own dance, in your own higher wisdom, in your own higher self, and where you are more in line with this White Buffalo Woman here, White Buffalo Woman here, this energy, all right? So don't let the opinions of others cause grief for you. Oh, it's making me do the puzzle. 1 second. Sorry, guys, this thing is making me do the puzzle. I guess I've been on for a while, and it's making me drop it. Hopefully I did it. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know why it does that. But this is what we're talking here. Honor this, okay? Honor this, honor this. And then if you get birds and squawkers, they might contribute and chirp in and have interesting information. But again, stay very true in alignment with yourself on this. It's important for you. Okay, it's so important. Look. Because it's like almost this mirror has been struck by this sword of truth. Look at this. You're shattering something old. You're shattering something that doesn't need to be there for you anymore. The sword of truth that leads you forward allows you to fly, allows you to travel, allows you to move faster. Your inspired stuff that you feel good about, go for. You don't have to do everything all the time, but you will have a way of doing this. You're leading yourself to more fire for yourself. I think you are more gifted than you've given yourself credit for. It's very interesting. Mo is like over there and smiling, and like I can feel this. When I feel this going on, it's like, yeah, girl, she knows. There are more talents and gifts that you will come to know about yourself than you have known before. Make room for your context or your definition or your narrative and story about who you are to be bigger than what it has been, because it is much bigger and it wants to come through. You're dismantling old beliefs and getting those out of the way. You're getting limitations out of the way, and it is bigger than you knew, bigger than you even suspected. And there's no way of being able to tell somebody this. Like, if you would have told me 20 years ago that, yeah, you've got a few tarot decks now collected, Ange, what are you going to do with it? And if you would have gone almost 30 years it's been that I've been reading now, and said, oh, you're going to like tarot, and someday you're going to read tarot and talk to people, from different places all over in the world, even from Australia or even from Portugal or wherever, I would have been like, okay, sure. You wouldn't even know. It's unexpected. Just make room for this expansion and let the shadow self go bravely forward. Bravely is what you're doing. White Buffalo Woman is not chicken shit. She bravely goes towards her miracle, knowing full well the universe is going to bring it in. Expect it. Expect it. Expect it. You will charge forward. You will sit. You will be focused. Then you will charge forward. Now, the sword of truth is coming in here again so strongly. You have access to old, established spiritual wisdom. And I'm not talking religion. It could be a religious truth that's been taught in many different churches in many different ways. But this is old, established energy. Not just what in the modern world we think of as religion. This is old, established. This feels as established as the heavens, as established as what would be the order of the planetary type of rotation. It feels that old and feels that sacred. This is a truth that you have, and your crown is opening in a new way, the new truth in a new way. Singing the drum I talked to you about, this is coming through. I am telling you, this is huge. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, write me on this. We might have to do some Zebu light language and singing the drum type classes coming up, because it's coming through very strongly. I will send you the video link that I've made, and we might have to figure out what's going on. And any way you slice it, you will do this practice, and it will be a way that you connect in a way that is the easiest way to put it is sacred and very soul healing. That's what I can put. And it's important. It will be a pivotal change for you coming forward, and it will feel weird and strange, and it's going to be beautiful. All right. Page of Cups. The unexpected surprise of substances coming your way. Again, honoring this fire and then inviting others in. We've got the King of Swords. Planning for the future. And I love this. And this does not feel like it has a time on it. Often it does. This one does not feel like. He wants you to be timeless, time-free, free of time constraints, and just have the strategy and then the intention be clear, all right? Have the mechanism of time be less push, push, push on you. Divine clarity with the Knight of Swords coming in underneath this. And we talked about eagle sparrow energy, okay? Sometimes we need to be sparrow, other times we need to be eagle, okay? Strength card. Now, you guys know that strength card about slays me. And strength card has been coming up a little bit more frequently, and tower a little bit less so. So strength card, there's a balancing out, there's a leading forward gently. We know we've talked about this for you coming in. This right over the top of it. Strength card. When you get to this point, you're going to be like easily following the nudge, easily inviting things. You've got this new path that started way up here, and this feels like within the next 2-ish weeks, you're going to start some processes, start some thinking. You will have made some decisions on this, right? You will have made some decisions on this. So you're going to start some of this thinking and get this going and going forward. You aren't going to feel quite the effects of things because it's going to take a little time to get in more solidly. But by this point, it comes in more solidly. And it's going to be much easier. This is when you're moving towards this victory energy. This is saying cherish tradition. I'm saying cherish your own steps that you've taken in the last 4 weeks. You're getting more and more solid, more grounded. Where it felt slow over here, it feels more grounded, like you're still applying this technique, this knowledge, this approach. And you can control the effort you put in, and the universe is going to respond on its own time. As it pertains to your business, keep putting in the work, even if you're not seeing the result. Keep putting in the work of whatever feels true to your heart, to your own priestess self, to your own sacred self. Keep putting in the work. Allow for expansion. Allow for growth. Allow for exploration of what works and what doesn't work. Keep putting in the work that calls you forward, calls you forward, calls you forward. And don't determine it doesn't work necessarily if you're only giving it a 1-week window. No. Keep putting in the work because it's going to lead you to what works, and what more of what works, what you want to layer in, what you want to add in, other gifts and talents that are just going to explode. That's what it feels like. Temperance is coming up on the other side of strength. On the other side of your business. This feels very businessy here. Fear is here. Don't cut your losses too soon, honey, is what I'm getting coming through. Yeah, put the Post-it notes around, and okay, you're getting the full meal deal here. I'm getting the Post-it note that's in front of the toilet that should be encouraging to you. It should be anthem. It should be, and now I do what's best for me, or something that says keep going, or you got this, girl, that kind of thing. And it should be in front of your toilet. It should be like you sit across from that, you see that, and you're like, okay, yeah, I got this. Because you're sitting there, you might as well have a happy thought there anyway. Mo is just grinning. Okay, yeah, that's what you're getting. The big money is coming towards you in a big, big way. Why? Because of the magic and the elements that you already know how to do, that you're starting to get more and more mastery in manifesting about. This is huge. It's coming up. Don't let fear get in your way. 9 of Swords here, loss of soul here. This comes in as a mini tower. The 9 of Swords is when we have, like, the 9s are about completions and the 10s are the results of those completions. So something that has been the Swords energy you can lay down and complete, and you will get an epiphany in the night. This is a mini tower. This is let the worries go, let your dream space be better, let yourself get rest, and pay attention to what's coming through in the dream space too. It's important. I want a little more clarification on this, because you have what's feeling like the loss of those ghosts. Those ghosts are being cleared. Ghosts of the past. It feels like somewhere, even though you know you've been doing good, you know you're powerful of creating, you know you've created life so far, you've got through a lot of shit, you're doing well, you know that you trust what you're doing so far and how you're combining things. Still in the back, there sometimes is doubt that comes through, and it's like, am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to do this? And eventually you're going to get to this point where it's like, I'm done being a nervous Nelly about this. I'm done worrying on this. This is the time to move forward through this, move forward through this, move forward through this. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, fuck yeah, it is. You're moving away from something that is different. Remember we talked about that? And you're moving towards the Sitting Pretty card. You're moving away from something that is different, confining. We're moving towards something that is independent sitting. I want to see if we see this anywhere else. It's just those ghosts you have to let go. Have I missed? I want to make sure I've gotten... I don't think... Okay. Give me a second. I'm dismantling your picture for a minute. I want to be able to play for a minute. I know this is important this way for you. I know it is. Okay, I'm going to move all this out of the way because it's just too overwhelming for me, and I want to get just a little bit more clarity. In your business in the next 4 or 5 weeks, you will be making choices. You're going to be adding to it. You're going to be layering something in. You need to do what is the practice that helps you get your fire tended to, and that you are taking care of that and then adding in, okay? That's important for you. Important for you, important for you. You're going to walk away from something that doesn't serve, and it's not the biggest damn deal in the world. Don't worry that you feel in poverty for a little bit right now. Don't worry. You're slaying old ghosts that have been haunting. Like the ones that say you'll never succeed at this, or this is too crazy of an idea. Bullshit on that. Let it go, let it go. Okay, I'm putting this here. I want to see a little bit more clearly here. And I want this. This is coming in big. It's an old access point. Oh my God. It's an old access point. It's an old access point. It is very much connected to how you have your spiritual self-worth and how you put your dedication in. It's not just about the discipline. It's about dedication, sanctifying, making sacred and holy something so that your magic comes and bears fruit. This is what's coming in. This Six of Pentacles, the universe is so trying to give to. And then you're sitting pretty. You're sitting pretty like the 9 would be. This is the 6. This is the 9. This also has this balance of temperance coming in. There's this time of truth coming in. This is huge. You are meant to hold the truth and hold the light and sing it out, share, and express it. It is important for you. This is what you're coming into. So whatever way it is that you do that, continue doing, continue doing, continue doing. It's huge for you. I don't know how to put it any plainer. It's old and ancient to you, and it's huge for you all at the same time. That's what I've got. That's complete, honey. I hope that makes sense to you. And write me again on that one, singing the drum. I know it sounds cuckoo, but I know how sacred it is, and I know how well it works. So that's what I've got. So that's what I got, guys. Wow, wow, wow. Absolutely a stunner. I'm getting some water, but I love that for you. Mo is bugging me again about those fucking Post-it notes. I don't know why that's so important for you, but it's important. The ghosts and the 9s are part of your beliefs. Yeah. You'll know what I'm talking about more than I know what I'm telling you. Honestly, that's how it goes, and that's because I get it out of the way. If it sounds dorky, I give you the best that I can as reference, but you guys generally know exactly what it is, which is fabulous. That's how it's meant to work. All right. Let me put this to the side. That was beautiful. And again, this is the Witch's Garden Tarot. And then this is, I think it's just the Shaman's Tarot. But the Witch's Garden would be a beautiful one. If you don't have, I think for you specifically and individually, it might be worth taking another look at and getting it if you don't have it. It's beautiful. Okay, yeah. And if you guys haven't been in and seen Mo and the posters, I will show you what I got when I ordered a bunch of cards. And I will show you, and I'm showing you again as a reminder. I know of nobody that goes by Mo other than my spirit guide Mo. But I ordered a bunch of tarot cards, and one of them came with this in. And this is about as Post-it note as it gets. And it said Mo. And it's like, the universe will talk that specifically to you. It is just bonkers how good the universe is when we are open and ready to receive. And when we can have it look a little bit differently than we might have expected. It's incredible. You call your dog Mo? Spend some time with your damn dog then. Maybe your dog helps you feel like centered and let the worry go out of the brain. So that's what I've got. Okay. I don't know what's next other than water. But whatever's next, if you guys will let me know, that's great. And we'll go into it. Okay, Michelle. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Kim pinned a comment. Leslie, full relationship. Got it. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, you guys tell Kim because that just so keeps my brain on straight. Okay, I'm going to write Leslie down, write the name down, and then we're going to do Leslie, full relationship. Leslie. Okay. This is an oldie but a goodie, and some of you may have never seen this. This is called the Cosmic Tarot, and so I've got it in small and in big. Leslie, full relationship. I think we're going to do this like the Australian 10 spread. It's the Celtic cross just laid out in 2 lines, basically. But that's what we want to do. Leslie, relationship. Okay. Reading on your relationship with Edgar. You got it. Let's see what the cards have to say about your relationship with Edgar. We're going to let the significator be the relationship itself, and then we'll see what the challenge is, and then we'll go forward, okay? Yeah, that feels right. One more shuffle. Leslie and Edgar. Leslie, relationship with Edgar. Wow, it's been a little bit of a bumpy road now. I'm going to pull these back, and I think you'll be able to see them all a little better for right now. Hopefully you can. Now I want to get the highlights across here. So same deck, second deck. I'm going to get the highlights. What do you need to know? Let's give these one more shuffle. 1 second. Sorry about the noise, guys. They're so crunchy crisp today. I want 3 cards across the top. That's interesting that it only wants 3. I'm getting it like in an arc. I'm getting remember when, and these 2 came out as the 3rd card. The Sun and the 4 of Wands. Wow, beautiful. Okay. All right. Let's start here. There is a time where there was benefactors seeing each other, seeing the benefit of doing the relationship. This is what the relationship is. It is a cooperative endeavor. There has been a little bit of strife that's right here, but the cooperative endeavor for the soul's growth is coming through quite strongly. This is where you see each other as benefactors. Sometimes in relationships, if we get too familiar or too used to each other, then we'll put on expectations that aren't meant to be there. It feels like at the start there was more appreciation, more mutual appreciation of each other. Prince of Swords. Now this is sometimes the one that comes in with the harsh communication. He wants to be the knight. He wants his truth to be the other person's truth. The other person wants their truth to be our truth. This is when you see, witness, and observe. Look to what this was, where the time was, when you came together, when you had this appreciation more. Use this in communication with Edgar, because this is something that needs honored. What you saw in each other in the beginning needs honored and remembered. It feels like very much remembered. There's a refusal to see this for what it was, the beautifulness of what it was. Now, this is in the conscious thoughts here, and this is in the subconscious. There's a refusal to see this. It's there. There's like a 2 of Cups times 2. But there's a little bit of boredom and apathy coming here in the conscious thoughts. Subconsciously, there's a calmness that needs to be there. There needs to be a little bit less emotional drama than what has been. Here, we've got you in the now, or the relationship in the now, and the energy around it, the environment around it. And it's gnarly. We've got the 9 of Swords where, oh no, worry, fret, anxiety, stress, waiting for the epiphany. Now this is the mini of the Tower. People do not like the Tower. I love the Tower. I love the Tower because once the shit comes down, you kick the rubble out of the way and you get something more beautiful. You have survived the worst of it. This is what this is telling you. Oh no, anxiety and stress, things that are crazy, things that have breakdown and breakthrough moments, and liberation that comes after. So worry is there for a reason, but you need to let some of the worry down and start shifting things. Now, up here on the top, we have this 8 of Swords. This is feeling trapped or stuck in a certain way. I want to look at this in a minute, so I'm going to put this here, and we'll come back to it. 10 of Swords, feeling like something is over and done. And it feels like the stage of the relationship that you had here was so sweet, so juicy, and so beautiful. But the expectations or the learnings that you've had together have been so demanding. This is the card that is the mini to me, like the death. This is the time to move on. Something has ended and has been painful. It could be that you guys have really come through something that felt like beautiful at the start, been really, really rough, and it needs to get restored to the beauty again, is what I'm feeling. Hopes and Fears, Queen of Wands. This is spicy, sultry energy. This is how you would feel at the beginning. This is how you would feel at the beginning, how you want to feel again. This isn't something somebody external of you can manufacture. So whether you're talking about, like, yeah, somebody can give you a compliment or tell you, yeah, you're looking good today, and that feels great. But ultimately, if your mojo and alignment is good within, the whole world picks up on it. And if you have been too critical of each other or of your situation, or just been through some really hard times, it kind of it's like pouring water on a fire. It fizzles out the mojo energy, fizzles out the chemistry element sometimes in relationships. And so when you let the criticism go and you meet people where they are, right? When you accept that they're in charge of their own mojo and you're in charge of yours, then you don't have to be critical of other people. You don't have to accept other people's criticisms of you. You just believe in your own mojo, believe in what delights you, believe in what pleases you, follow your inspiration, and it helps reignite some of this within you at least. And possibly if your other person is figuring that out too, that will help them. This is the environment around you, and this is hopes and fears. What comes up of this is the Queen of Cups. She's remembering the love lost. She's reflecting on it. And she's very emotional. Sometimes she's a bit of a drama queen. It doesn't mean you are. It just means there's a propensity for your heart to be, you know, the Grinch's heart was too small. Queen of Cups' heart is huge. It's almost a little bit too huge. And sometimes taking on too many problems, too much of the world doesn't help. So reflect on how that went. Reflect on what happens when you do it in a more balanced way, okay? Now the Eight of Swords, the limitations and the thoughts and the worries. I wanted to come back to this. We're going to look. We're going to see what's going on here. What are some of these limiting beliefs? You guys aren't actually on opposite sides of the page. You just approach the thing differently. Six of Pentacles wants to come forward and give you the gift of balance. I want one more. Seven of Pentacles says it's going to take some time. So we've got the universe giving you a gift, but there's a little bit of disappointment that's been here, and you want more of the crops coming up. Usually on this one, you see them, and you've got like 6 on the vine or 5 on the vine and 2 on the ground. This guy has just come through what feels like a wasteland, a difficult period of time. But do you see that the coins are popping up? They're growing. There is growth happening. It's not just the wasteland. There's stuff that is coming through. There are things that are cropping up that are good things, good gifts, good blessings. The universe wants to give to you. It's like the beginnings of your garden when you see the little sprouts coming through. You know you planted those seeds already. Or if people plant flowers like, I don't know if it's like tulips or daffodils or what, you plant them in November and they come through in April, that kind of thing. It's been a long time coming for some of this growth to come through, but that's what it feels like. These limitations have to go. This worry has to go. And this meeting each other as you are, where you are now is important. Honoring what you loved about each other, what you saw as benefits in the past, honoring it, but allowing at the same time that nobody is stagnant. Nobody, like, you get married. Phil and I have been together 15 years now. I am not the woman that I was 15 years ago. I have grown in lots of ways. He has grown in lots of ways. So you grow, and you either grow with each other or you grow apart. If you honor each other and allow each other to be exactly who they are, you can grow together. Even though you're growing in different ways, it won't feel like you're growing apart because you're accepting the other person where they are. It doesn't mean accept too little. It doesn't mean settle for less than you're worth. But it means know that you are in charge. Happiness is the inside job, right? And you are in charge of your own soul's growth. You're not in charge of the other person's, nor is he in charge of yours. The relationship itself, it needs a little bit of reflection. This 7 of Wands, defending and honoring your goals coming forward is important. I'm going to put this back to where I had this assembled up here. And let me scooch this so you can see. These ones we came through here and talked about. This one was lying through here, right? This one came up next, this 10 of Cups. This happy ever after energy that's beautiful on the domestic front, beautiful on the home front. Happiness being the inside job, and this person knows it. And the 4 of Wands, understanding the path is a little bit long. Usually you see people dancing through as a couple, but you've had to do this path and get strength and get balance. To hold this pose, to hold in position, to hold your happiness for yourself has been a challenge. The relationship will have some restoration come through. It doesn't feel like it's game over for you guys. It feels like you had a good, easy period, and then you had a difficult period. You're going more towards, again, this period of ease within your own soul's growth, and perhaps he with his. Does it mean you're like all going to be on the 2 of Cups page? I don't know that you are. I don't know that that means you're going to even be in the same space necessarily. There's traveling energy. It's traveling energy. This Eight of Swords, you have to walk away from the devilish behavior. Now, we've got the Eight of Swords here. We've talked about that a lot. What you are chained to, feeling like oppressing you, feeling like holding you back, feeling like toxic patterns. You have to be willing to walk from those toxic patterns. Sometimes, if you're in a relationship, say you've got two people and they both have been divorced and then they remarried. Sometimes we will bring a pattern in that we had from the previous marriage and not know it. And then once we're aware of it, it's like, oh yeah, I'm not dealing with my ex here. I'm dealing with who I'm married to now. And sometimes it's like we have to really recognize that. If you have person A that you were dealing with and you dealt with them in a certain way and it was fractious, and you're doing a certain pattern where maybe the balance is a little off, maybe one person is being more demanding or domineering and the balance needs to be restored, so it's not a parental aspect, but it's more even and equal aspect, that can happen. And then once you see yourself doing it, it's like, oh, yeah, I know how to do this. I know how to do this. This is what you need to walk away from. So how do we get to that? Let's look again. Because you've got the Ten of Cups, the Sun, and the Four of Wands. There is a synchronicity, but there needs to be strength applied to this, to one person's spiritual growth. And then you can both dance through, but it needs to be applied. This also is a card of vacation, of weddings, births, graduations. It's usually this. Sometimes retirement is this. But there's a synchronicity. And this is the card of the 1111. There's divine learnings in here for a reason. Oh my gosh. You just saw me do this. You just saw me. I highlighted this. I said there's divine learnings in here for a reason. Trust that they are. He is one, you are one, right? You are learning similar things from a different way. Okay, yes. So think of the figure eight on its side, right? One person's approaching this way. One person's approaching this way. This meeting in the middle energy. That's what happens. And it's not that you're so far out of orbit for each other. It's just because you're approaching it from different viewpoints. Just different viewpoints. You're going on the trip. Let me look. You're going on the trip to Chicago soon and felt some of that. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Okay. I'm supposed to be telling you about the spiral path with this, and if I don't tell you about this, I'm going to be doing a disservice. So see how the center is? Usually the spiral path, it goes from the center and it goes out and around, out and around, out and around, right? Like a seashell, right? You can go jump, jump, jump real easy once you've laid that groundwork, but it's a little bit tricky to do, right? This is something you've each had to do individually, and you have been doing it in your own way. But you have to allow the beauty of your individuality to be honored and respected as individuals and not codependent, not enmeshed. Be fully who you are. Allow him to be fully who he is. And then that coming together is so much easier for you. It's huge for you. I don't know why. But that's what I'm getting. That's big. That's a big damn deal. Is that making sense to you? He's going on the trip alone. He didn't tell her. Good. Well, good for him. Allow for some of the space. This has to be the individual, allowing for the individual in order to honor the couple. Sometimes I think part of the reason that Phil and I work as well as we do, and as harmoniously as we do, is because absence makes the heart grow fonder, and he's gone out of town. Then when he comes back, we totally enjoy being in each other's space. If you can enjoy being in each other's space and help lift each other, great. If it feels like somebody is always getting the short end of the stick, then you have to honor your own individual self and put less of what you define the relationship by in somebody else's control and more in how you define your relationship with self and what your expectations are of the relationship. The lesson isn't over. There is synchronicity coming in. You have to free yourself of this limitation. Anything else? Let's look in here and see anything else about this. It is like the spiral path. Again, I'm getting this. I'm getting it so strongly because we've got this right here. It feels like you are going to an easier period of time. And it feels like you will be occupying different space for a period. Yes. That's a yes. That's true. That's the gift. It doesn't feel like the gift. Like when we're in couplehood, sometimes we don't like doing things alone. But that is the gift. Because you get to know yourself a little bit better. you're going to get a little bit of a sermon on the trust issues for a minute. Sometimes if we've been hurt in a relationship or somebody has let us down, or like, I'm not seeing the Three of Swords betrayal, but whatever. If the case be, you'll know sometimes when you need to cut a relationship because you need to trust yourself more than you trust the other person. If somebody has hurt us or disappointed us, let us down, in order to extend trust is a huge thing because we don't want to get hurt again. You have to trust your higher self most of all, more than any tarot reader, more than anybody else's behavior. And if you want healing to happen after a hurt has happened, if it's been that he's let you down or you had an expectation and somebody fell short, whatever. If you're having that, you have to allow yourself to be in a place of trusting that you will be able to handle what's going to come forward. You're going to trust your highest self and trust that you're going to be able to handle it. Whatever comes of this, whatever comes forward, allow yourself to trust yourself and your higher self most of all, okay? And the trust issues with him, if he says, say he's let you down, say he's a workaholic, say whatever. And he's like, I want to go get this handle, blah, blah, blah. And say he says, I'm going to fix your car. And then he never fixes your car. And it's like, yeah, he never does what he says he's going to do. Well, if you keep putting that out there, that's going to be what keeps coming back. If you want to trust that he's going to do that and he still lets you down, he still lets you down. But now you know better and know what to expect. Maybe he says, I'm going to fix your car. And you're like, okay, so can we nail that down? And it's like pressure to him. And he's like, yeah, then he puts it off even more. You know the dynamic of you two. You know the dynamic of how difficult it's been, and you know the dynamic of your relationship when it's good. Maybe you know that he says, yeah, I'm going to fix your car, and you can expect that in about a month and a half, not 2 days like he says. You know. You can trust your experience of yourself. You can trust your experience of him, and then trust your higher self to guide you in these steps. But there will be space for you guys for a little bit. It's important for you to recognize this. There will be space before the happy comes in, where you can honor your own boundaries, where you can reflect on the past, get your hopes and dreams in alignment again, not wallow, just reflect. Reflect. Don't be stuck in boredom and apathy and like, this is a little bit of the meh energy that's still a little bit stiff around you. Allow for you to have your own world, your own excitement, your own life. Allow for this. It's important because then it's less dependent on outsider, other person, Edgar, or anybody else. This is part of the gift that you're getting. The universe is trying to balance this. Anything else you need to know? My God, honor your mojo as huge as you can. Yeah. I'm like, honor your mojo as huge as you can. This is the environment that you need to surround yourself with. This is you. And don't worry about this being other. Don't worry about this being... You need to honor your approachability, your sensuality, your fabulousness. So, chin up, tits out. Strut, lady. It's time to strut. And then spend the time in your garden and understand that you have everything you need. And then you can check on things a little bit here or there. But you need to be able to be luxurious and feel like you're being spoiled. And a lot of this, like, happiness is an inside job. Self-care is also an inside job. When we put that need on our partner, they're always going to screw it up or do it wrong or think they got it wrong or right. We can't take that as our sense of our internal validation. When we clean up, tits out, go strutting around, shake the caboose a bit, people notice when we feel good about ourselves, when we feel happy about ourselves. So bathe yourself in sunshine. Bathe yourself in good self-care. Bathe yourself in all the happiness you can that is not dependent on him, because that changes how you operate in the relationship and thereby changing the relationship and helping it more than you would even know. That's what I've got. That's huge coming in. Hopefully that helps. But that's what I've got, and that feels complete. Honor this aspect. Honor this aspect. And allow yourself to have this time as individuals on a path that's very synchronistic for you right now. Believe it or not. All right, I'm getting water, but that's what I got. And this is the Cosmic Tarot. It's an oldie, but a beautiful, good one. And it's very much got this energy of, I don't want to be politically incorrect, but it feels like the Romani traveler people. And this comes in when there's traveling energy coming through sometimes. And it feels like that's what's going on. So that's okay. So that's what I've got for that. Let me get some water, and then we'll see what else is going on. And probably we ought to do some last calls right now, because I can feel my voice getting a little bit rough. But we'll see what's going on. So, okay. I would say the overall reading, yes, Leslie, it's positive. What you need to focus on is how you develop yourself And if there's this and boredom, you go back to this energy where you appreciated each other, right? So much. And it starts with appreciating you. Like when we're first dating and first getting to know a person, if we don't like them, we're like, fuck off. We're not going to waste our time. We'll date the next person because we know our value. We know our worth. And it is a little bit nervous and it is a little bit exciting and it is a little bit fun. And we sometimes tend to see with a little tinge of rose-colored glasses. But it's time you start seeing yourself in that light first. Yes, I would say it's positive. Yes. With those double 4 of wands coming up, yes. Just because you're doing individual things and not exactly in the same space doesn't mean that you aren't in synchronicity, whether you know it or not. It's very, very good. Yes. I would say it's positive. Absolutely. So the Queen of Cups will reflect on a love lost, and she was here, and then she hopes and dreams again, and she thinks about, she doesn't worry. She's not going to make herself, nauseated and overly sick and nervous. She's like, okay, you're going to go do that? Got it. And I need to trust you? I'm going to trust me that I know how to handle it. I'm going to be fine, and you're going to be fine, and I'm willing to extend that trust. And then you don't just wait for the other shoe to drop or somebody to fuck up or somebody to hurt you. No, you have to allow yourself to grow into that trusting nature and do it because that enriches you. Okay? For full reads, if you want a question to ask as specific as you want, I love those and I love getting nosy. I can do a general, but if you want a full read and you really want an answer to something specific, you might as well ask it because we'll get looking at it. It's not always going to be like, yeah, this is fabulous. If it's like, oh no, he's a fuckwit, you're going to get, he's a fuckwit. Now, this is one reader's take, and always trust your higher self above any reader, me or anybody else. And anybody that tells you they're right 1,000% of the time is full of shit. So nobody's right 1,000% of the time. You're welcome, Leslie. You're welcome. I wouldn't worry so much about Edgar. What I would start doing is spoil yourself. It feels like you and Edgar have come through a difficult patch, and it doesn't feel like the story is over at all. It feels like it's going to get deeper and it's going to get deeper. We think sometimes that, we get this idea that relationships we're so in sync and people will get married or they'll, move together or whatever it is. And they're on and it's on fire. But to sustain that level of on fire or that level of happy doesn't account for life throwing you curveballs, which of course life does. So yeah, it does feel like it's coming through the other side of that. That's what I got. All right. Kim, what do we got next, honey? Okay, I'm looking in the scroll list kind of. Hey, Jess. Hey. Oh, there we go. All right. This is clear. Okay. So, Chad, I told you that I was going to have Goggz in today. So if you guys are good, then we're going to ask Goggz to be in here for the general if you guys are good with that. I think that would be right. So give me just a second. Why does he want that one? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So we're going to get Goggz in here. And the Bonefire deck is across the way, but I'm going to get it. So just 1 second. Sorry if you guys are getting a lot of bum shots or boob shots on me on this. I'm trying to reach. You might just get a lot of gray hair shots. Okay. There we go. All right. This is the deck that he's wanting. I didn't know he had any kind of connection to this deck, but let me shuffle and mess this around a bit. Wow. Okay. He's here in the house. He's got his pipe, but Goggz is about 20 years younger than I've ever seen him before. So if you imagine like a grizzly old cantankerous old man in his 70s, mid 70s, something like that, I'm seeing him in his more in his 50s. Wow. And a little bit of a suave Goggz is coming in. That's right. The divine masculine is coming in with Goggz right now. Really strong. Wow, what do you got for us, Goggz? What's going on? What do you want us to... Okay, get to the cards, girl. Okay. Yeah, oh my God. Okay, he's like leaning on the fireplace and smoking his pipe, and he is just like, oh my gosh. He very much, I did not know this about him, very much he has a little bit of the element of Lady Killer and a little bit of James Bond, but in like throwback Viking time. That's what I know to tell you, express it out. That's the feeling. Yeah. He's not just a cranky old man or a stinky old man. Nell calls him stinky because of his pipe smoke and all of that. And he smells like dirt to Nell. Nell, you're gonna, no, not your turn today. Goggz is here. Nell is smiling. She's all right. She's like sitting by her rock, kicking her feet in the water, just gentle. She's like, this can be good. Okay. Okay. I'm getting a preference for joy, and my mind is asking him, you know, that old phrase in the old movie, I think Marilyn was in it, gentlemen prefer your blondes. That phrase, gentlemen prefer blondes, came to mind. And he's like, nah, gentlemen prefer joy. One of the things that women don't remember, that the divine masculine and Goggz is telling me, is that a happy woman is the sexiest woman on the planet. And that's something we forget because we're trying to make everyone else so happy all the time. Our hearts are often big for others. Now, it's not strictly to the genders as that is. You know, gender is fluid. But we've seen it this way in the recent 250 years. And in the patriarchal construct, we've seen a few things that are incorrect. And the happy heart is the sexy heart, is what I can say that to. 10 of Coins. All right, Goggz. Okay. I'm going to put this so you guys can see. Yeah, super stud is right. Okay, I'm going to quit reading my screen because I want to put this down. I'll put the cards down. He's now pacing the hearth. Okay, it's just these. Give me a minute. We've got the 10 of Coins as the theme of the read. We've got the Ace of Swords, the Temperance, the Fool, the Knight of Coins, and the Knight of Cups. Okay. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this, and then we're going to go. Hopefully you guys can see these well enough. Yeah, there's an itching. There's an itching. All right. What we're seeing. If you want the happy breakthrough, the woman pours it into her own cup first. Goggz is in the house. The woman pours it into her own cup first. I'd never have my woman serving me and my friends without first having the wine for herself. Takes the edge off. Makes her happier, makes her content. Take care of the woman first. Honor the need of self first, then moving forward. Not in the servitude way, not in the servitude way. The truth is, when you pour into your own glass, the happy, as Angie says, pour into your own glass. Your own glass must be full. Yeah, the stein must be full. Don't be drunk on your own silliness, your own foolishness, Nell. Don't be drunk on your own foolishness, but do serve yourself the drink first. It's essential for survival, and sometimes. The Fool dances heartily. Dancing more is important, you people. Dancing more is important. Understanding the flow and the rhythm in the body, in the hips, in the movement, in the motion. In the motion. When you are enjoying in the motion, then you are in relation. Pour into your own cup first. Do the happy first. Then dance. He's talking about knocking boots is what he's talking about. He's like talking to me saying they knew that. So, okay, whatever. In the motion. Okay, Goggz, I'm going back. Something about, give me a second. When you're in the motion, you be fully present, you be fully there. In all your earth energies, whether you're dancing in the motion or you're doing your day, you must be fully in the motion, fully in charge, fully invested. The falsity that is no longer there. The questing must be done. There is always another quest. There is always more energy to draw forward and draw toward. Always more energy. It is the dance. It is the dance. You are here in the now. Suit up, my friend. Get your mead. Get your drink. Suit up. Time to go. You are more than ready, more than qualified, more than capable of suiting up, enjoying the dance. You're here to dance. You're here to dance. Soon enough, you'll be old and need to pace. Soon enough, you'll be old and need to pace. Where are we at, Goggz? He's flashing his 70-year-old self. Back to 50. That's the easiest way. You need to dance while you can. Soon enough, you'll be old. Dance while you can. Enjoy the every moment, the every now. This is how your life, this is how you live. Not just pace the hearth. This is how you live. Live fully. Be in the dance. Serve your own grail first. Serve your own stein first. Be in the dance. Now he's smoking his pipe. All right. Okay. All right. I am recording this, so if it got stuck, then you guys will have to go to YouTube and look towards the end. So he was saying, and his 50-year-old self was saying, be in the dance, be in the dance, be in the motion of creation, the sacral juiciness, the creating and co-creating energy in the now moments. This is modern speak of what he's saying. But whether you're knocking boots and you're busy doing that, or you're having guests over to a party, serve your own self first. Serve your own grail first, or your own stein, like big steins of beer. Like, think Vikings. This is what we're getting. The Viking table, the woman like getting a nice knockback of wine or whatever it is. She's taking care of herself first. And Goggz is saying that he would have it no other way. The happy woman or the happy person makes sure that they are fed first. So yeah, they take care of their own happy first, and then there is more happy in the moment. And he also said, basically, live in this now moment while you can. You'll be old soon enough. So for him to reference his 70-year-old self and then go into the 50-year-old self, from what we would see as perspective, very, very interesting. And also that his 50-year-old self would be as a lady killer type energy and as lively. I think we get so serious. I think in our modern times, we live many lifetimes really fast, and we live at such a breakneck pace. We've got to slow it down, and really relish the moments. Yeah, he likes that word. He just thumped something on the table. Okay, all right. What do you want to say about that? Goggz isn't done with us. What is it about that word relish? It's like there's a dish full of a dipping sauce, and it's not what we think of as pickle relish. It's not like a mint chutney, but it's a dip relish. Yeah, the bread is in the sauce. Okay, all right. Let's see what else we got. We're moving cards. What do you want to say about relishing? 50-year-old Goggz. Okay. Savor the sweetness. Dip things in. Wow, he is really earthy today. Dip things in. Savor the flavor. Live to full strength and capacity. This is just him talking about a hangover here. This is him in a hangover. Live so fully in this, like you don't have to be hungover every day, but live so fully in this that you're happy to have the memory, not just the hangover. Make it worth it to have this. There's something about this that is very much like the party and the enjoyment, and there's something about his family coming through in this one too. Give me just a minute. He's talking about his woman. My woman, my family, my home. Savor the home. Savor the heart. Savor everything about your hearth. Savor everything about what you put in there to create, because it's all the juicy goodness for you. You dip your bread, you understand, and don't forget the love of the home. Don't forget the love of the hearth and family. Savor every sweetness that is there. When you are offered, receive. offer often. Offer freely, 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 freely. I'm getting often. He's saying freely. There needs to be a frequency of making offerings to each other. It's important. The way that I can express it is whatever you're offering or doing, acts of service, acts of love, whether you're making a peanut butter sandwich or whatever in modern time. You're doing things for each other. You're doing acts of service, acts of love freely and receive. And it, got it. Okay. He's going faster. To appreciate each other is important. So you will have the memory, the good memory. And it's okay to enjoy and dance and be very, very earthy and enjoying this. This will give you strength. There is something about making offerings, acts of love, acts of service, and offer appreciation. He's got pepper up his nose. What is that about? What is the pepper up the nose about? It's like, there's pepper up the nose? I don't know how to describe it. Something that he's smelling that he likes, and it's like a peppery scent. Pepper up the nose. And again, that itch. And something about not scratching your nose when your nose itches, but that itch. There's something about us yearning. We yearn to have our senses fulfilled. That's what satisfies. That's what satiates. It's different than we think. The satisfaction that we get is not just the dance. Okay? It's not just the dance that he was talking about before, the very earthy dance. It's also understanding the hearth and home and knowing, paying attention. There's something very peppery, and he's referencing his spouse and something about cooking something, and I'm getting like old hearth, like stuff on the fire cooking, like really old time. There's certain smells. I don't know my kitchen well enough back in that time, but certain savory, spicy type of, all I can call it is pepper. I'm sure it's more than pepper. It's more than pepper. I don't know the right word. Okay, Goggz, that's all right. He's okay if I call it pepper. Whatever it is, he smells that, and that is home. That is part of the home. Again, this is why also that Nell thinks he stinks. It's not just the tobacco. It's also a certain food that he likes that's a peppery smell. Nell doesn't dig that. Nell's smiling and kicking still. Goggz is like, yeah, we know. Okay. There's something very interesting here. Something very much about the hearth and the home being super, super important to us to honor, to slow it down. Don't push so hard. Offer up to each other, offer up appreciation, and more offerings flow back and forth. It's so beautiful when that happens. That adds strength to relation. That adds strength to us. Anything else on this, Goggz? Feels like there's one more card that needs to be here. This is what we've got here, and it feels like I need one here. Okay, Goggz, what else? What do you want to final? This is the Page of Wands coming through. And the fire again and the strength. He wants these shown. This is about the adventure. Forever questing. Not striving, questing, seeking adventure. Yes, I got that. I got it. No, you don't, little one. You forget. You get bored. You get frustrated. You get stressed. You don't have it, little one. Questing. This life is one adventure. More adventures behind, more adventures to come. You're in this now adventure. It's the big, big adventure in this life right now. You don't have it yet, little one. You take it too serious. You've taken the fun out. Nell knows fun. I know fun. And that is how you have the serious fucking adventure. Okay. We don't need to take ourselves too seriously. If we do, we miss out the joy in this lifetime. So that's what he's getting. We need to have the little fires, the little treats, the little delights. And something about the apples that fall from the tree are still great apples. Look for the fallen apples. Look for the things that you're not going to necessarily see. You can't always have your head in the clouds. Look for what's right in front of you. There's stuff that can be used. If you ever have had we had an apple tree in my backyard, and there would be some on the tree and there'd be some that's fallen to the ground, but you have more abundance than you even realize in this life is what he's getting at with this. Yeah, they've already heard this today. Yeah, okay. He's good. He's just smoking. He's like nodding. That's complete. Goggz is finished for today. So that's what he's got. But yeah. Oh, and he likes the new place. Thanks. He likes the new place. But he's good. He's good. He wasn't ready to come just yet, but I think it's because in this one, I didn't even know he had a spouse or family and all of this. And in this one, he's going to allow us to see more of him. That's really interesting. But that's what we got. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, savor it all. Exactly. 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 Chad, yes, 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 yes. Exactly. Chad Silvermain, brilliant. Are all connected to the home. Are all connected to memory. I think they are all connected from lives before and into now, and we carry them forward, is what he's getting at. The adventures that we've had in the previous lives that we've lived, the adventures and things that we like in this life that reference back there, and then the things we do in this one, just it's ever expanding. So yes, it is all connected, but it is also all unfolding all at the same time. So that might not sound like it's all happening at the same time, but it is all happening in this now moment. Everything that we need to be equipped with, we have. Everything that's leaving us residual layers of lessons in our very DNA is already written. The spiritual gifts are already written from the past, and the spiritual gifts that we're recording for the next life around or the next time after this life, we're writing some of our code now in just our daily grind without even knowing it. The physicality of how we're living, how we're doing, we're writing into our daily code for the spiritual gift for the next time around. And we're using some of the stuff that we have from the past life, the past time, and that's already been written. So we're using that and moving that forward. It's big. It is all connected. It is gorgeous. It's why the now is so important. Instead of worrying about the past or worrying about the future, when we're in the now, we're able to use more of the time in the high quality way, have the greater love, the more expansive love, the greater adventure, and help write the code for the spiritual gifts that will go not just through our descendants. I'm not saying that. I'm saying to our very self in our next life, or to our very self when we're on the other side. And we'll be able to clean it up and see like, this is what we learned. This is what's going to be on the next adventure. It is adventure. This is as expansive as it gets. It's pretty, yeah, I love it. Love it, love it. And it was interesting to see his very earthy 50-year-old self. I mean, wow. Yeah. He had really quite a bit of longevity in a time that wasn't longevity. And it was interesting to see, and also near his hearth and home, I think he and Nell have had similar geography. So interesting. Yeah. Okay, let me get some water and we'll see where we're at on the list. And I don't know if there's anything else on the list or if we're done. So if you guys let me know. I see something pinned a comment and I'm not seeing it. Let me look. Why am I not seeing the pinned comment? I'm not seeing it yet. So give me just a second. I think we have somebody else on the list, but I'm not sure. So if you guys will let me know again, I think I missed it. Oh, list is clear. Okay. All right, good. It's tricky, guys. It is tricky to allow that channeling to go through and get out of the way, because then my brain goes and then I want to chime in. And sometimes I'm not very good at it. I'm kind of new at doing it, and it's very like a vulnerable thing, but I'm getting more comfortable, so I guess it's good. You guess, Minnie, are you on? Okay, Minnie send a Venmo. Okay, great. Minnie, I didn't see your question. I can look in the Venmo. I don't see it here, but if you'll repeat the question, that will help. And if you tell Kim, that also helps. But I'm going to look in the Venmo. I'm not seeing it here, but that doesn't mean anything because sometimes my Venmo is... Okay, Minnie, I see it here. I just don't see your question. So I see the payment, and I see that you said you wanted a full. That's totally great. I just need your question. Minnie's doing a full. Can I please read the current energy and see where it's going? Absolutely. Let's take a look. Minnie, we're going to get an oracle deck involved with this too. Hang on for a second. We're going to do a blend. Hang on. This one's been calling. Okay. Let's see what we want for Minnie's tarot. Ooh. Minnie. Wow. Okay. We've got Colette Barron's Reed's Wisdom Oracle. Then we have Julia Jeffries' Tarot of the Hidden Realm. And then the Fenestra, or Fenestra. I call it the fucking Fenestra because it's very truthy. I cut the borders off of this. I don't have a duplicate of this, but these two read so beautifully together for me. So we're going to start here and then we're going to go in. Okay? So for Minnie. Current energy. What does she need to know? Okay. All right. I'm getting what feels like the perimeter of an orb. The imagery that's coming through is a bubble with gold anchor points on these, and like a clear, beautiful, kind of white, translucent clear with these anchor points around. So I'm going to set the Wisdom Oracle cards around the bubble, then we'll do the read within it. It's very, very Glinda. Hang on. Okay. All right. This is what I'm getting for these anchor points, and I'm going to set this so you can see this, and then we're going to expand it out. So we're getting new life here in the what would be the conscious field, the truth to be told. This is in the undercurrents. The loyal heart, a looking back and an acknowledgement of somebody that has helped you gain wisdom is what's coming forward. And then a change in the wind here. Now I'm going to flip these so I can see them a little bit easier, and we're going to expand them out. It looks like what's going on for you is you and one of your wisdom keeper people, one of your peoples that are on the earth. This doesn't feel like spirit guide. It feels like they're in the human format in this now life, are here helping you understand and acknowledge the truth about yourself. I don't know if this is lover or friend yet. I don't know. Okay, Fenestra's coming up next. Okay. We're building the bottom curvature of this bubble. So you can kind of see this is how this is coming in, and this is the round part. These are the anchor points of this bubble. We're building the bottom curvature. We have the 5 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the Star. Grieving something of the past that you will be leaving behind. You will. And this new life that you're moving towards, and the change in the wind, and it's going this way. So it's going very, very forward. Now this, it's almost as if for you, it would be like, well, I don't know. I don't know how to rearrange the cards. I'm telling you, for me, I see past here, future here. And it feels like it's going this way. I'm going to flip this one upside down so you can see it going, because I want that direction to be directionally correct for you. So as understand, you're going towards the future. There's hope and healing, second chances. This is your dreams. This is what you're holding on to. You are going to come down from the broad vantage point and be able to move forward. The energy is a real recognition of what you've wanted, what you've seen, and now what's on the horizon that you must be moving towards. You must be moving towards. The truth that this one has told you, this energy, this wisdom, this truth, and it might be something they say that you've known for a long time, and it's just a gentle nudge, a gentle reaffirming. Okay. All right. So my friend that came over and helped me do some building, she speaks very Jenga. She helped me move some of my tarot collection, and the way I had done it was so much more complicated than it need to be. And she had this way, and she had a way of putting all my cards together. She planned out boxes and bins to load them in that I'm like, I don't think that's going to work. And she said, but I did know enough to trust. And I said, okay, let's try it. And she was boom, boom, boom. Pretty soon, systematically, boom, boom, boom. She helped me move some of my tarot cards here easier than I did. She understands Jenga. She understands Sudoku and math and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of how her brain works. She told the same truth. We did the same thing. We accomplished the same thing. And boom, boom, boom. And this is like, she speaks Jenga. She speaks building. She speaks these things. I speak tarot, right? This is the friend that's telling you a truth that you kind of already knew and will help you move forward to your hope and dream. Help you move forward to get this change in the wind. This is a friend that has perhaps been in your life a long time. Very much it feels kindred spirit energy, trying to help move you forward beyond what has caused you grief. Very, very interesting. Now I want to fill out the top of this more, and then we'll get the side points, okay? Yeah, There's a decision making that's happening, a planning that's happening, a hoping and allowing the dream to come through. Hope is so much more powerful than we realize, and hope gets sometimes a negative bum rap and undersold because they don't want people living in false hope. But it's not false to hope. To have that energize our soul and energize and activate love for us is huge. I saw something today, and they were talking about hope being the steering wheel for our life that puts us in the new direction. Very much is the case, and it's an agent of change. Hope is the agent of change, and the star of hope is coming through strong, strong, strong for you here. Oh yeah, holy moly, holy moly. Okay, what we're seeing here is the King of Pentacles. I'll flip this so you can see it. I'm trying to flip it so you can see it because I think that I'm able to do this. Chariot, a single-minded focus that's coming again, a balance that's coming forward, and celebration of friends all around you, lifting a glass to you. When you set the new direction, new life, new direction, right? And you set it in the balanced way, and you are really, really ready for this change to happen. That it's not wrong to hope for this change, and it's not wrong to go towards it. You have paid some sort of dues. You've been practical long enough. This one is generally, show me your plan, and I'll back your play. This King of Pentacles often says, because he's acquired this energetic currency, this monetary currency over a long period of time. You've been acquiring the skills, the readiness energetically to do this, as well as some of the money. You have enough to do this. Don't think you don't have enough to move in this new direction. You absolutely do. You have enough. You might not have all the details sorted, but you have the wherewithal. It's huge for you. Huge, huge, huge. Okay, I want to see what Julia Jeffries' energies are bringing through here. I'm getting an image of, before we set these down, I'm getting an image of candy. These spaces where you're not seeing cards, it feels like, when you twist, there's a round candy here, and then you twist the wrapper off. That's what I'm getting. So the sweetness is right here in the middle. I'm going to expand this out just a little bit. This is the candy coming through. This is the sweetness coming through. And you're right in the midst of it right now. I love it. I love it. Okay. This is a sweet change that you've been longing for. The lovers are coming through. Soul contract, legitimate change, and choice. The lovers is all about the choices. Sometimes it's a choice to figure out the partner. Sometimes it's a choice to figure out the path. But it's definitely the choices here. The twos are about choices. The Three of Wands. Sweet spot, a ship coming in, expansion, new growth. Now, when we see babies, we don't just see the lovers and babies, and it sometimes can be that literal. But allow your mind to also be open to the idea that this could be a project or something new entering your realm besides just the baby that is a new addition that creates expansion for your life. And it will be new responsibility too. It's a stepping into your power, so to speak, stepping up for whatever reason. And the Knight of Cups. There's a certain kind of longing that comes through this Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is sometimes, when he's the bum rap, he's called the false knight. When he's on point, he's questing the grail for himself, and he is the poet. And the poet's heart is what good about the Knight of Cups. He's got the lofty ideals and the high ideals. He's done with battling. He's not ready for a sword fight anywhere. He's ready to be truer to his heart, and he's ready to go for his own truth, to honor his own truth first. These are how you unwrap it. This is how you twist that wrapper open to get the expansive sweetness coming in. I want one more here. One more. It feels like there's another layer of flavor that wants to come forward here. The Death. I love it. I love it. You're letting something new come in, because this is definitely, death is butterfly, get off the branch and fly. I say that a lot. You are no more caterpillar. You are butterfly. This butterfly stuff, this expansion must be there, must be present. Now let's see if we can feel this. It's getting even bigger. Wow. I don't think I've ever done the inside of an orb as my layout, but this is what we're getting. This is what we're going. I follow the nudge because it's the most useful thing I can do for you guys. It's the most thing that teaches us all how to go with flow, to follow the flow. And I want one here and one here. So give me just a minute. Actually, it should be one here and one here. I don't know why that is. Okay. Okay. Undercurrents that are getting in your way, that are blocking you. You have seen and observed and witnessed a thing. Sometimes your communication is a little bit harsh with this one, but you're not taking into account what you've witnessed, and you're putting the things that you have survived, gotten through, created, and actually accomplished quite well. You're letting what causes you worry to cause you stress rather than being open for the epiphany. This one says, open for the epiphany. Let the rude awakening awaken you. The spiritual download has already happened. Don't worry about repeating the past. Don't worry about repeating past problems. Don't worry about going back to caterpillar mode. You cannot, honey. You can't. It's inevitable. And it's a little bit scary. So there is a little bit of fear there. It doesn't feel like that there's reason to fear. It's just new change in the wind. And it feels like your whole world is moving forward in a different way. We're going back to this oracle again. Anything else? It needs to be in the heart of here. Okay. All right. 2 want to come. Exchanging gifts and happy. Oh my God. Okay. You're trading in your caterpillar self and the old cocoon for your butterfly wings. You really, really are. You're exchanging gifts and knowledge and this loyalty of the heart and the truth of the friendship. You know how I said somebody speaks Jenga, somebody speaks Builder, and somebody else speaks Tarot? This is understanding the complementariness of the differences going forward and allowing that to create more happy. Allowing the lessons that you learned, the knowledge that you've gained to be knowledge, but not to keep you stuck or keep you in fear. Allowing yourself to really, really float and fly in such a beautiful way. To take flight again, it's gorgeous. This is what's going on in your general energy. It's letting go. It's like the thread that has you tethered to the past. It has become pulled and thin, and you're about ready for flight. Oh, it's like a wiggly tooth. It's like, you know, when you have your kid and you have the wiggly tooth and it's the loose tooth, and finally you just can pull it. That's where you're at. That's the energy coming through. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Lucy wants to say, okay. Lucy wants to say, now Lucy is one of my guides and she's very, very, she's different than Nell and Goggz and Mo for sure. She's more ethereal for sure. Lucy wants to say, give me a second. If you take the time to move forward and you do it at the pace that feels right for you, it's going to be divine and you will be moving forward faster than you've ever known yourself to do. You have gained much truth over hard times. You're moving faster, almost as if you were to be floating above some of the earthly concerns. Don't let them weigh down your heart, weigh down your spirit. Let it be lighter. Trust the wings that you've been given. It is time for you to start flying and expanding and growing. And this is something you do on your own. Butterflies don't hold hands as they fly, but they will fly together. This is something that you are able to do. You are capable to do. Leave this behind. Allow the joy to lift your wings and carry you on a current forward. Be proud of how far you have come. There is gloriousness in stretching those wings for you, dear. There is a great time to shine, and there's warmth on the wings that is yet to come that will comfort and soothe your soul. Your spirit longs to fly, aches to fly, and to let the past be behind. Your spirit aches to let the past be there and to move forward like on the gentle wind. Allow yourself to be carried. Allow the sun to warm the goo off the wings. You will have the strength, not because you have to muscle something through, but because you were born to do this. Everything leading up to this moment has prepared you for this flight. And now is your time, darling. So go ahead, fly. It's okay. That's what we've got. That's what she's got. Holy smokes, that's what she's got. Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. Yeah, it is as if there is an orb around you helping carry you for just a bit. And that your wings are, you have more than enough room to spread your wings and have that orb carry you forward. It is gorgeous for you. That's the energy that I have for you right now. Absolutely wonderful. So I love that. I would love that for anyone. I love that for you. It feels like the forward momentum is just going to get lighter and easier. It doesn't have to be so heavy. You are so welcome. So welcome. What a beautiful, beautiful reading. Holy cow. All right. Kim's throwing out the last call message, and I'm going to get a sip of water. So let Kim know if you've paid for a reading while I'm getting the water, and then we will just check, and we'll be doing that, and then we'll probably wrap it up today. Phil is going to come home, I think, tomorrow, and because he's switching his schedule around, he's going to be home, I think, for 4 days, so hopefully he'll be in on a couple of lives, but we're going to get, hopefully, the room refined a little bit and set up a little bit more, so yeah, it should be very good. So anyway, yeah. Terry, these are paid readings, but at the beginning of my show, and I'm usually on 11 throughout the week, then I'll do a few micro reads just really quick at the beginning for free. Those are usually like 3-card reads. So that's when those are, and then we get into the paid list. So it's if Kim is telling you something, it's no big deal if you didn't know. You know, people flip through TikTok, they don't know. That's okay. So this is what we're doing, and I'll do collective reads sometimes, and we did have one earlier. Or if my guides want to step in and we'll do collective reads, we'll do that too. So come see us again. It's kind of a little bit late in the show today, but come see us again and we'll do something. I'm sure we can do something. And at the beginning of the show, if I'm on at 11, that's the time that if you've got a quick yes, no, or some of those, yeah, that's when. Hey, Carol Ann, hey. Yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. I think we're probably done. I think Kim, is the list clear? I don't know my schedule for the next week. I do think that probably Phil and I will be on Monday, not on Sunday, but I think we're going to try for Monday at 11. So I think Monday, if we can't do Monday, we'll be sure to do Tuesday. But I'd like to get at least 2 shows with Phil when he's home, if we can. He doesn't know that, but we'll see how we can do on that. But that's what I'd kind of like to see happen. We'll see. So he'll get home Sunday, and it'll be either Monday or Tuesday at 11 is what I'm thinking. Off Wednesday? I don't know. So if there's something that works better for you, Kim, let me know. But that's what I'm knowing so far. And last time I talked with him, I told him, you know, this is what it is. And because, okay, in trucking land, what they do is every 6 months or every year, they put in a bid. That's when the schedule changed. So that just happened. And so he just went back to work, and he said he didn't know if he'd be home tonight or tomorrow, which usually I've got at least a day of when he's going to get home. He'll be home tomorrow. I have no idea what time. And then I think he's off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we'll be able to do some stuff, I think. So we still have like unpacking and rearranging and all the fun of settling in. But that's what's going on around here. So that's what we've got going on. And that's as much as I know so far. But we'll keep you posted. I'm so sorry I wasn't here yesterday. It was like, and the garage door fix made me so happy. But this is like, welcome to home ownership. Bam, bam, bam. Fix the fridge and the ice maker. Oh, and the garage door. Oh, and you have to build this. Oh, and like, okay, we're going to love it. Yeah, I think we probably will take a little bit of time for just the two of us. That might be really fun too. Have I made bread yet? No, but I'm dying to. I did get flour, but I didn't get yeast, and I need to get some yeast. I'll either be making bread or maybe my grandma's egg noodles, which I love to do. When I want to get close to my grandma, I make her egg noodles, and I swear it's just like this mountain of flour and then cracked egg yolks put in and mixing it through. I'll have to see if I can find if there's anything more in the recipe or not, but I think that's what it was like. So it's just like, I might have to do that. Yeah, but they get so sticky to your hands and they get all, but it's really good. So yeah, and the kitchen has an island in it, and I love that island. So once I get more clutter off the island, then it's going to be great. So yeah, I love, that's a good way for me to connect to my grandmother. So it's like, all right. But anyway, that's what I've got going. But I think we're probably done then. So if we are done with the list, I haven't seen anything else new come through that I can tell. So let me look. And if we're done, feels like I've been on for a while. I lose track of time, guys. I really do. So anyway, I know that I lose track of time here. I don't think that, I'm trying to see if there's, I think Minnie was the last one, and I think we're good on that. So I think we're probably good. Flour, a couple eggs, and a pinch of salt. Maybe I'll throw in pepper. No, oh, that grandma and her egg noodles, and my grandpa once had me make chowder when I was really young. And oh my gosh, he said, add some pepper. I love pepper. My poor grandpa, I peppered the ever-living fuck out of that thing. His face was so red. He was like sweating. And it's like, holy moly. But yeah, I'm going to have to do that, Kim. Yeah. So that's what I've got, guys. All right, I'm going to let you go for now. I think we'll be off tomorrow and on Monday or Tuesday. That's the plan. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for doing this with me. I love it, love it, love it. Oh, and I think I'm going to try doing a YouTube live that's just a little bit more chatty. YouTube is a slower kind of platform. So I'm going to try that coming up soon after I get a little bit more settled in. But I would love to see you guys on that too. So if you don't follow me on YouTube, I think all of you probably already do, then follow me on YouTube. Put the word out. But anyway, much love. Mwah! Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Thank you, Steph and Chad. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, everybody. Really, truly, thank you.